From all the leagues. I remember this. This is the song I was
Ball.
Click, go the shears, boys.
What happened to what I like about football?
I don't know. You went with that one instead? We'll have it tomorrow.
No, you do whatever you want, CLO. Remember, it's finals, so excitable.
And welcome, viewers and listeners. Here we are. The start of the real season in the GDFNL. 5 sides left after what I could probably only describe last week as the most dramatic finish to a season that I can remember in my 40 years involved in, or 35 years involved in this league. Basically come down to the last 3 minutes of a game. 3 points separated 5th and 6th at the end of the day, basically. Grubby, Mr. Richard Cations, welcome aboard, mate. What a beautiful day for footy.
Thank you, mate. Beautiful day. Welcome, viewers. Welcome, listeners. I tell you what, you're right. When the North Geelong game finished, they were in. And I thought they might have actually played to save the game for a little while. That probably cost them because Belmont kicked a couple of goals. They needed to kick a couple more. Out at Bannockburn, well, the quarter went for 49 and a half minutes. Actually, there was a sighting from Bellpost Hill on Sunday morning, a bloke with a ute and a trailer with 7 barrels in the back going out to Bannockburn. So you can make what you want out of that. Now, Smithy's not here today. He's crook. He's got the gastro. Yep. We're going to start a GoFundMe page. Much money as you can. He's that crook, and we need to buy him more undies because he's just running out of them.
Toilet paper.
Yeah.
It's COVID.
So hopefully he'll be here tomorrow. But we actually have. Well, actually, you better introduce.
Yeah, we do.
Rob
We don't have Dale today, so I can't make any rubbish about the greatest caller in the game, whatever. So instead, we've got Rob Cameron. Welcome back, Rob.
There's not much to say about him.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Got the call this morning, and I said yes, and then hung up the phone and thought, what on earth have I done here? I'm now looking through the player list, and I think I don't remember a lot of these from last year. But look, I love footy, I love this comp, and love finals, and I'm genuinely excited to be here. So thanks very much, and unfortunately to you, Dale, for the opportunity, but it's a pleasure to be here, gents.
You'll be asleep. All right, before we get into the wrap-up from last week and what's going to happen today, need to welcome our special guest today, Grub, the co-coach of the Belmont Lions Football Netball Club, Andy Walscott. Welcome, mate.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Excited?
Yeah, very excited. Feel like it's been a little while coming since we knew finals were locked in, but yeah, it's good to be here.
9 years since Belmont last graced St Albans reserve, mate.
That's it, yeah. It's exciting. Both teams in it, A-grade in it, girls grand finals tomorrow out at Lara, so yeah, it's exciting times.
So run us through your history, mate. I know, did you and Brent know each other before you started coaching together?
We didn't. So the reserves coach actually, Kieran Hodge, is a friend of mine who I was overseas in London with for a few years, and he's a good friend of Brent's. And then he sort of teed it up. So I met Brent. I think we had an interview at Belmont on a Monday, and I reckon I met him at the Grovey for a couple of beers on a Friday night.
Yeah, Britting hates a beer, so that'd be fine. he was a kid when I was at Belmont, mate.
Nice.
So he was. You said you get him as a 1 point as a bonus.
Yeah, absolutely.
So obviously that relationship would have taken a little bit of time with different ideas. The culmination, I suppose, is what we're seeing now. So how did it all work?
You are right. I think, Brent had his ideas from St Albans, and obviously I had, a way of playing from Barwon Heads, and I guess it just sort of evolved naturally. We were of the opinion it wouldn't be a quick fix, or it wouldn't come into play not early. It would probably take some time, and I guess probably fast tracked a bit this year with what's happened.
Hey.
Sort of with the start we had, but yeah,
take it.
Yeah, we both we've come together, and we've got 2 really good assistant coaches. So between the 4 of us, we've I think we're all on the same page, and we just work to the same goal.
You're not really carrying your weight, though, in the recruiting department, mate. There's about 8 or 9 St Albans players. There's only a couple of Barwon Heads ones, mate.
1 Barwon Heads is worth 4 St Albans, I reckon.
You're more than 4, wouldn't you? Well, the 3 Evans brothers, there's 3 of them already.
Yeah, exactly.
Grub?
Well, yeah, I think a lot of the, not criticism, but a lot of the thing on Belmont was they play on a postage stamp ground, and we've got the biggest ground in Geelong here, approximately.
Just about.
Yep. Does the fact that, number one, Brent Vermeulen played here. He knows the ground. And the players that you've got from St Albans, they've already played on the ground so many times. Obviously, you've probably got another plan to go with that, but do you think that'll hurt you, or do you think you've got that covered?
No, I think that experience and that know-how has been important over the last few weeks. You know, where to move the ball. Obviously, it speaks for itself with the win today, with the dead side and the attacking side. So yeah, that's been handy. But yeah, we've had wins away from Belmont on big grounds, and you know we will play to our strength today. And I think Prismal called it a little circle our ground. So yeah, we're looking forward to show them that we can play on a decent sized oval today.
Don't listen to what that idiot said. He's not nearly as bad as his old man. But early in this, well, when I say early, real early.
Yep.
Because of the big thing about Anarchy and all these blokes coming, I decided to wander over and watch their first practice match, Twilight, and they were happened to be playing a side called Belmont Lions. Mm-hmm. And I came away thinking, that's the best I've seen Belmont Lions move the ball since 2007. And I told all these blokes, but they didn't listen to me, or some of them did. But I just had a feeling then that this was a new Belmont. Yep. Now, obviously, you've played right through the season. A couple of times, you had a loss or two here and there, and people say, oh, well, the Belmont bubble's going to burst. Yep. I must admit, I stayed true. I didn't think it actually burst. You play one or two bad. But you've actually had a great season and really deserve to be where you are with a legitimate chance of taking home a cup in 3 or 4 weeks' time.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we've sort of always had ideas on the way we wanted to move the ball and the strengths we've got in our side. And I think, obviously some personnel helps to implement what you want to do and depth as well. We've been lucky this year with injuries, but obviously, I'm not shying away from the fact that we've added 5 or 6 to a list that help with the way we want to play and can execute. And, So, we're really positive with the way we've, I guess, evolved and the players that have come in.
Well, I made a statement, I think it was the Werribee game. You had 5 out, right? So you brought 5 in. And the 5 you brought in, you didn't lose much from the 5 that went out. Does that mean you're so even across the ground? That's got to be a help for finals if injuries do come.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's what we've been really talking about is that we bat deep. We've got. I don't reckon we've got any. People talk about Ben a little bit, but we don't have any full-blown A-graders that everyone talks about. We've just got 22 guys that bat deep and play the way that myself and Brent want them to.
So look, some of the time I've watched the big fella Jed. He's a free kicker, a 50 away net again. That's all right. But when we've seen him, I've seen him come off plenty of times because his fitness is probably not quite where he'd love it to be. A couple of times he's limped off. On a big ground, you'd have to have a plan for him because otherwise you run out of gas.
Yeah, Noah's come back into the side. Noah had a week off last week, and he's racked plenty of games by himself. He wants to be out there as much as possible. Noah's starting there today, and those two will work together. Yeah,
and they'll have to do that because Daly's big and stays there for a long time. And the other bloke, Halloran, he will go into the ruck, and he's quite a reasonable ruckman. But probably the question you ask, when you get your 2 coaches, yourself and Brent, who's the best coach? You're in. What's wrong with that question?
Well, if you had Prismal, Pilgrim or Riccardi in here, you know the answer. They'd say themselves.
Yeah, well, did you nominate yourself?
I'm thinking Andy's going to go the other way.
We've sort of evolved and I've ended up probably with not playing much, and I've sort of taken a fair bit of the reins, and being a teacher, I'm sort of comfortable taking things. But
so you're saying you?
50-50.
Yeah. Before we go any further, 3/4 time here. The last quarter is just starting now. Scores 3-4-22 apiece. So cracking last quarter coming up in the reserves qualifying final between Belmont and East Geelong.
Let's hope they kick some goals.
Now, look, if all things go to plan, and you do win a cup at the end of the year, I'll give you 2 bits of advice, mate. Don't. Hopefully, the cup's better than it was in 07 when we won it, mate, because it fell apart by the end of the night. So just be careful with that.
Bathwater, Brady.
And two, don't let the ex-president take the name for 5 years.
You won't get it back for another 15.
I think Harmy slept with it for 3 days after the 07 one, mate. So, so let's look forward. I know you want to look too far forward.
Yep.
Are you already, obviously you would be, but have you targeted players that you're looking to bring in for next year?
Yeah, we've been speaking to a few. We're actually lucky to have a few guys that travel to different places that train with us throughout the week, which we've always been open to. So hopefully get a couple of those guys across. Yeah, I think the fact that we've got 4 different coaches that have got 4 different backgrounds, 4 different avenues, tradies, teachers, things like that. So, yeah, I think when you win a few games, people start to talk, and yeah, we'll address that in a few weeks' time.
And don't listen to these blokes about the size of the ground, mate. It's the best ground in Geelong.
Yeah, we're looking forward to getting out here.
I agree. I'm just saying what other people have said. That's what obviously they're going to say that.
What if I went there?
Last time you played Werribee,
Yep.
Sam Jones absolutely destroyed him. Would have, had he stayed on the ground, I believe you'd have won the game. How close were you to put him in today? Because I think Werribee struggle against the 2 big forwards.
Yeah, it's really close. Sam's been on night shift for about 6 weeks prior to last weekend. So, so he just hadn't been able to get to training. So,
Okay.
like I said, we want people to be training at least twice a week. So he was close, but yeah, he had a good week on the track this week. Now he's back on normal night shift work. So yeah, next week's a real live chance.
Doesn't help Friday nights. It comes in APCO, mate, and has 10 dim sims and a couple of jaffles from me.
That's all right, as long as he gets out there and kicks goals.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
obviously, if he can train the next couple of weeks and you can keep winning, he's a chance to play in the grand final.
Big chance.
He's a bloody good bloke
Good
too.
player. Yeah, he's a good man. He's a good man.
He's not a
Now,
bad bloke.
how the hell do you put up with a moron like Cogsy,
The great man.
an absolute idiot? How do you put up with him all year?
He's the lifeblood of the club. Enough people have said he's a great man. Only good words to speak about Brian.
He must have something, because if you can get away with being an idiot for 50 years, you must be all right.
He's got enough ticks in his box.
Yeah, he's got a few, hasn't he? He doesn't drink anymore. That's probably the biggest one.
So I've heard.
You know, especially when you get Fergie and Johnny Pope, although he's off it too, but that'd annoy you, wouldn't they?
Oh, no, they're all right. All the old boys are all right.
Frosty, Duggan, Kelly. There's a lot of them, mate. There's a lot of them.
We better let him go and coach, mate.
Yeah, mate. Just quickly, changes.
Yeah, so Hoots from
So,
back.
yeah, Noel's back,
Yep,
yep.
Steele back into the back line. Ludbrook back into the midfield. And, I should know this. There's another one. Yeah,
Well, you're supposed to be the lead coach, mate. You should know this.
Yeah. So, Noah's back there. Steely's in the back line.
And Ben's in.
Yeah, and Ben Evans, the big fella. Ben's back at full forward.
Well, I see Shawnee Jubber running around out here.
Yeah,
Is
there's
it?
good players out there.
Yeah. So I did see that. Got his 100th last week, and then that's what you do. We'll carry him for his 100th and drop him. He's a 1 point or 2.
What chance are you to win the Coach of the Year, you blokes? You must be in there with a chance.
I think my good mate Ned reckons he's got it sold up. But I kept telling him he got the keys to a Ferrari. He's just driving it. But yeah.
Bit of Chris Scott about that, mate. You reckon, from Bomber Thompson.
That's what I've been telling him. He seems to think otherwise.
All right,
All
mate.
right.
Well, thanks for coming in to join us,
Appreciate
buddy,
it.
and good luck today and the rest of the final series. Obviously, you've earned the double chance, so if things don't go your way today, you're back here next week. So, but good luck, mate, and all the best.
Appreciate it, gents. Thank you very much.
I'll go a different way.
Thanks,
I
Andy.
don't hope you don't have that much luck today, but
Werribee boy.
but have some great luck next week.
Werribee
Thanks
boy.
very much, mate.
Andy
A little
Walscott,
beauty.
the co-coach, or as he just said, he is the head coach of Belmont now and brings nothing. So it's always nice for the coaches to give up their time, and it's different when you come finals time, Grub, than you do during the season to get your coach away for 10 minutes to have a chat. So we do appreciate the
And we
time.
get very lucky because the other coach, Brent's obviously playing, so you're a chance to get in it. That's fantastic.
Probably get Brent anyway. He's very laid back.
I
Easy
didn't
fella.
want to. Let him do his own preparation. They'll blame me for upsetting his preparation.
So 3-5-23 Belmont leading East Geelong 3-4-22.
It's a
4.5
shocking game.
minutes. It's not the greatest game. There's a goal being kicked, so that makes it 4-5-29 Belmont to 3-4-22 East Geelong. Said 4.5 minutes gone. All right, Grubby. Well, Rob's doing his paper. How about we dissect what happened last week?
Well, first, I'd like to thank Rob very much for his input on that interview.
Hey, it was good. He stayed out of it.
You always told me I talk too much, Grubby. I thought I'd back the truck up a bit today.
Yeah, what'd you say?
I was filling in for Dale.
Dale can't add anything to
Well,
that.
when a
That's what he would've
Belmont
said.
player takes a mark, call him a Belmont player. We're not a North Geelong like Smitty did last
Oh,
week.
he did too, didn't he?
Yeah.
No, he did too. I said let's dissect last week, mate, before we move on to today. As I said before we spoke to Andy, it have to be the greatest finish to a season that I can ever think of in this competition.
Look,
And we're Bannockburn to Stephen Bradbury. They've come from 7th.
yeah, they were a bit. I would think at the start of the last Saturday morning, I don't think they'd have given themselves a hell of a chance to get into the 5. Obviously, they would have thought Inverleigh would come away with a win out at Footrot Flats. I would have thought that North Geelong would have got beat by Belmont, and they beat Belpost Hill, but they wouldn't go into finals. That's how I reckon they would have been thinking.
Yep.
And probably, after the North Geelong game ended, that's probably still how most people were thinking, because they were in the 5. But Belmont, I just reckon they played to save the game, and they needed to go bang, 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 and they could have played finals. For God's sake, don't take this away from Bannockburn.
No.
And I'm not having to go at Bannockburn because they're one of my favourite clubs. I love Bannockburn. But after North won that game, I just had this feeling, gee, I hope they make it. And I was a bit sad when they didn't. Bannockburn have been there a lot of times, I know that. But just the way it happened, I thought, gee, they've done all that work and they just missed out. But that's football. You got to miss out. It was an absolute magnificent last round. I mean, let's not look. I know they might have took the foot off the pedal, but Winch were able to get over East Geelong. It was a good game out at Thompson and Werribee. It was just a great last round, culminating in a fantastic season of GDFL footy.
I was going to say last week's a good example of how much this league's improved. A few years ago when we had a footy record and we had the tipsters, most weeks everyone would have picked 6 or 5 and occasionally a 4.
Yep.
I got 1 out of 6 last week, and I reckon many others might have got 2 or 3 at best. But there was a lot of games last week, and when you really analyse it, they're not necessarily shocks. North Geelong second half of the year's been outstanding. Winch have been in most games. They had 2 horror weeks the previous games.
That's why it was a shock.
Yeah, but they got back to their best form, and they just didn't allow East to get going. So the league's really healthy, and that finish for the finals is a great example. And ironically too, last game last year, remember North Geelong were playing for the wooden spoon.
Yep.
And this year playing for a spot in the finals.
Yeah.
Well, we'll probably get to that later when we talk about the job that Peter Riccardi's done. But when you talk about the tip, and you've obviously got the right people to tip to, because I think we had it for 5 years, and I won it 4 times and come second.
Oh, there's your bath.
If you remember.
Get out of me bath.
I do remember.
Well, that's the truth. I don't make things up about myself like other people do. I just tell the truth. But
So you're saying I wasn't president of Belmont in 07? Is what you're trying to say?
no, I'm saying you weren't a very good one.
No, I didn't. When did I ever say I was?
But I'm going to go on with what Rob was saying. I would never, ever have got anywhere near the tips, the number right this year that I had in previous years because of the closeness of the game. And as you say, the upsets weren't really huge upsets. No. They could just happen. No. And that's a great indication of how league's going.
I had one tip last week, Grub. If you watch the replay, I said Bannockburn would belt Belpost Hill, and they did.
Yeah.
That was my only tip last week, so I can say I got 1 out of 6 myself.
Well, and the funny thing with that is they were, and then Belpost Hill, they came back, they got to within 15
That was 16 points, and then they got beat by 10 goals.
Yeah, and that's obviously Bannockburn needed to, but even then, halfway through that quarter, Belpost Hill obviously played some really good footy against them, which they did the previous week against Winch.
Yeah, that's right. The game against Winch was outstanding, but yeah, look, as I said, it's been involved in this league for a long, long time, as you have, Grub, since Werribee first came over, which was 40 odd years ago now.
1984.
There you go, 40 years.
Exactly.
There you go, mate. That's not a bad guess by me because you keep saying it's 1984. It is a bit of George Orwell. It is the best finish I can ever remember. Usually the final 5, maybe there's a chance 6 could sneak in, but to have 7 sides live with 10 minutes to go of an 18-round season was phenomenal. Because since Inverleigh lost first, and then our game finished last week, and then the Bannockburn game went until Sunday. Yeah. So I've never seen anything like it. It just shows, I think Alex put something up on the thing during the week. There's 31 games decided by less than a kick or something this year in this competition. Now, no other comp in the region, including take Colac in as well, could get in. I don't know to have 31 games between the 3 leagues.
Look,
decided less than a goal.
You're 100% right, but you've just got me baffled. Who does George Orwell play for? Who the hell
1984, mate. He's an author. I know you're not very educated. You went to Schnell and you probably dropped out in grade 6. Geez, mate, I went to the same school as you. And we studied it in year 7.
Hang on. Animal Farm?
And it's the same bloke,
maybe I am playing dumb a bit.
I don't think you're playing.
The other good part about this too, in 2019 we sold Bannockburn short and they won the premiership. This year they look like the least capable of winning the premiership, but you should never discount them. But any of the other 4, you could put up a case easily. I know Thompson finished 4th. They've been inconsistent, but we know how good their best is. And this competition is really still alive from now as well.
It is, Rob. Look, finals are a whole different ball game. How many times have we seen sides that or go through your undefeated or lose 1 or 2 games out in straight sets? It happens in finals because some players lift and respond, other players don't.
Yeah, I think it's the other way too. There's a lot of sides that go through 18 rounds and play reasonably good football and go, oh, they're not too bad. But they actually play their best football in the finals. And that side is Bannockburn, normally, as you just said. And I said last week, we looked at their best players, and I said that for them to be a winning side, their best players have to be Jervis, Mayborn, Fletcher Wilson, and then the other kids come in after that. And if they do that, I don't know if the other clubs are that far in front of them. If they can field their best side and play their best, I'm not going to write them off even at this stage. They might get beat tomorrow, but I'm not writing them off just yet.
Well, you wouldn't. So their best players last week, Fulton, Jervis, Kunchka, Thomas, and then the two Elsinger boys. There's their best 6 last week.
Well, that's not a bad best 6.
What's the status of the crew at the Falcons?
Hose won't play, but Perkins is back now as well from injury, so he was always going to be a lot. And I believe that Liam Elsinger got dropped last week, so he's back. So unless he gets picked up this week, he'll play.
And the other one, you want Hose in that side. He's a beautiful kid. He's a terrific kid.
Yeah, I don't think they're getting him back somehow.
No, they won't. But the whole thing is you hope that the kid goes even higher. Geelong pick him up, or somebody actually from the Geelong Falcons. Anyone can pick you up, can't they?
Yeah, well, that's it. You're in the drafts. We've gone 12 minutes here. It is Belmont Lions 5-6-36, East Geelong 4-4-28. So about 7.5 minutes to go now. 8 points, the Belmont lead. East Geelong just kicked a goal. Yeah, you're right. So, and obviously the more that Perkins plays, gets a few more games on, gets games under his belt, it is going to help. But their run, look, we'll obviously decide it tomorrow, but their run is going to be crucial on this ground. And that's where today I think could be interesting. No Culliver for Werribee, who is their drive. And Belmont have just hit the goal now, so they've gone back to 14 points. No Culliver for me. You need him today.
Oh, yeah, my word. This is
you need him any day.
Yeah, this is his stage. And I just think for calmness out on the ground, I think you need Prismal in there too, just quietly. He's not a superstar anymore like he was many years ago, but he's still a good player, and he can get players to where he wants them to get to, and because he's got a good head for the game. And he's the coach. They do what they're told. So they probably need him back. And as you say, Culliver to be full strength. There might be one more, I can't think. But other than that, my worry is, as I said before, some of these blokes are coming back after 2, 3, 4 weeks out.
Well, Linehan Cunningham's a big one, isn't he?
Hasn't played for a while.
6 weeks, I reckon.
So they'll play him in the forward line, and I think he'll probably have to stay there with his fitness.
So he's back. I'm just trying to think who else the other one might be that's still got to come back in.
Well, the other bloke that's not playing is Gilbert. I don't think he's playing, is he?
No.
I don't know if he's in the seconds the following week. I don't know. He got injured, and I don't know. I haven't seen him. But I think they need his stability in the back line somewhere at some point. But other than that, it's probably their strongest side they've had in for probably 8 or 10 weeks. It's just have they got enough miles under their belt?
Yeah, and coming to a big ground. I mean, as I've always said, Grub, Werribee was the best ground I played footy on. I loved it. It was always a perfect size to play football on, I reckon. But this ground's it's a lot bigger. We talk about Belmont being small. Werribee's not a huge ground either.
No.
And
no, it's not.
You talk about blokes coming back lacking fitness, and it's 22 degrees here. It's not 28 and sunny like Werribee always is.
Was this morning.
It's 21, 22 here. The wind's blowing, and it's coming from the north, so it's a warmish wind as well. So it could take them out of them pretty quick.
Well, it will. But in days gone by, in the old type footy, definitely. But these days, a lot of games are won and lost on rotations. And I must admit, I don't understand. I mean, I couldn't coach and do the rotations. I don't know what you do. Whether he has 7 minutes or he has 9. I know how Werribee do it in the VFL. They've got cameras behind the training and they work out their durability and all that sort of stuff. But that's getting a bit high. Here, it's just a matter if you can keep your good players fresh, but still keep them on the ground so you're playing well. It's so hard to do, but rotations play a big part in winning or losing. And maybe with Prismal off the ground, that might curtail what he does on the ground. Who knows?
You mentioned talking to Andy about the Belmont's team, which is not really star-studded. There's no names that blow you away. But what I noticed the couple of times I've seen them this year is the disciplined game style. And I know you mentioned about this wasn't much of a game to watch in the seconds. You just watch, they're falling down skill-wise, but these blokes in the seconds are playing exactly the same style that the seniors are encouraged to play.
Yep.
And that means that you've got a pretty good coaching setup through the club when you see that. And I've been really impressed to see there's a few young fellas out there. Some of them might even fancy themselves as senior players if an injury pops up.
Oh, quite a
But
few.
they are
Well, there's
so
a few that played last week.
disciplined, in what they're doing out there to play the brand that these two boys have instilled into the club. It's great.
Well, they changed their brand a little bit in the second half last week because North needed to win. Belmont were never going to leave second. They were going to stay second no matter what. And I just reckon they weren't going at the footy as hard as they had been for the whole year. And that's not taking anything away from North.
Yep.
They played great footy. But you won't see that here today because just like North and like sometimes we've seen Anarchy, they just smash in at the ball and smash in at the player with the ball, and they need to play that football today. But that in itself, Spider, that in itself to do that all day on a big ground in warm conditions, that can take it out of here as well.
I think, to be honest with you, I was chatting with someone during the week about last week's game, and I think where Belmont fell down, and this is probably where they got out-coached a little bit, was the fact they thought Ben Evans was playing. And the first half, they just tried to kick the ball long. You got Ben Evans, who's 100 kilo and built like the side of an outhouse, normally at full forward. Then you've got Ben McPherson, who's 35 kilo ring and wet down there, and he went all right early, Ben, but he's not Ben Evans. He's not a big bloke and push his opponents around like he does, and that's where they probably got caught out. And North Geelong, I mean, they did kick the first 4 goals or something. Remember Belmont, they were 4 of the first 5, but North Geelong cottoned onto that, and they put had Zach Swinnison down there. He just started running amok, because he's just feeding off the pack. They're bringing the ball to ground. Off they went. So that's probably where they got a little bit out-coached. But today, Ben's back.
Yeah, maybe the coaches go to sleep a little bit too and do other things when you can't lose second spot. I don't know whether they would have done that had they been the side needing to get into the finals. So, but look, but I don't care. It was a great game to watch. We've seen some great games this year. We've seen the East Geelong game at Werribee and the Belmont game at Werribee were magnificent games to watch.
The 3 Werribee games we've seen this year were great.
Who was the other one? The Bannockburn was a good game too.
It was 8 points.
Yeah, and they showed that they could play footy there that day as well.
1 point, 3.8 points. The margins we had at Werribee.
Yep.
We might go up there every week.
Yeah, we saw some fantastic games. In previous years, we've gone across and geez, what did we go there for? I think we had one this year, West and East. We didn't.
Well, even the Bellpost to Winch game was 150 points. Didn't seem like it was 150 points.
No, it was a good game of footy to watch.
Till half time.
Yeah.
Just under 2 minutes to go here. Belmont have a 7-point lead over East Geelong. East Geelong going into attack. So
not anymore.
Good grab. We have been blessed, Grub, with the games that we have called. We've done reasonably well.
Oh yeah.
So, Snick, your thoughts, mate, around today? I know you've been dragged off the bench, and I think you're that far back on the bench, mate. It might have been 22 blokes back. That's probably weren't expecting a call up this morning.
Yeah, well, look, halfway through the year, I was waiting for Belmont to blow up. I thought they're probably playing above themselves, had a sort of good draw to get started, and they were humming along all right. But I did see them and watch most of the game when they played Winch a little while ago, and I've changed my mind. I think they've got the crew disciplined, well organised, well coached, and this ground, the way they play their footy, I think they are a really, really big chance to go all the way. And maybe just the fact that Culliver and Prismal aren't playing today for the reasons that Grubby spoke about before, that might just be enough to lean me towards Belmont pinching that. Whether that means they'll go all the way, I'm not quite sure, but I'm excited to watch them play under this extra pressure. And we've talked a lot in the past, I know you're a big man on it, Grubby, about the difference that a finals game of footy is. It's much different to home and away, and they're going to be under a different sort of microscope today, one that Werribee have got some players who are probably more used to it, but I just think those Evans boys in that side, I love the way they go. They lead so strongly, and their experience, that might be enough to get Belmont over the line today.
Well, and you're right when you say,
No, you're right.
When you say you thought that blow, that's what I said to Andy. Most people around Geelong thought, oh, well, the bubble will burst, right? But it keeps buzzing through me head. As I said, I went to see Anarchy. And what I saw was a side that hasn't moved the ball like that for a bloody long time. And it keeps buzzing through my head. If you can move the ball like that in your first practice match, and I never thought they would fall over, and I'm glad they didn't.
Belmont have won the second qualifying final by 7 points, 6-6 to 5-5 over East Geelong. So they'll take on Werribee next week, and East Geelong will play the winner of tomorrow's game. No, you're right. You've said all along you didn't think they were going to blow up.
No, I'm fair income about that.
The other person I think you need to watch today is Jack Evans. He had a very unusually quiet game last week, didn't he? We didn't call him it last week, did we, Grub?
Not much, no.
So
again, he might have been in second semi-final mode or qualifying final mode already. There was a few of them, don't worry. and that's just human nature.
Yeah.
And it didn't hurt them either way. Matter of fact, it gives people to look at them and say, oh, gee, they couldn't get over North Geelong. They're in trouble. They're not in trouble. It wasn't that type of game.
No, it wasn't. And I heard some reports back from the Thompson-Werribee game, mate, that might have been a bit of bruise-free footy played there as well, Grub.
Well, both sides were going to finish in the same spot.
Third and fourth. They couldn't go anywhere else.
The only thing I would have liked to do that, if it's bruise-free, I would have liked Thompson to kick more goals early to, make it a good game. I mean, Werribee got away and they were never going to lose.
Yeah.
But Thompson had blokes out. They had blokes coming off the ground like Knight and everything. I've been told by Lizzie, the great Lizzie.
The great Lizzie. Lizzie Smith.
Out at Thompson, that he is 100% now. I said, well, when we saw him, he wasn't. She said, no, he is. So, and he come off the ground, lost Logan Mitchell, of course. But, yeah, they were down a few players, but they'll be a different side tomorrow as well.
Lizzie could be in a bad way tomorrow. She's at a Bucks do today.
Yeah, I know.
She's the best. She's the best man at the wedding.
But she is driving.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Grubby, I haven't seen Werribee much this year, and there's some new names on the team list here. But one of the problems that they had in years go by when I called them was really strong key defenders, and the strength of the Evanses is going to play a part there. Is there anyone in this list there that you see them being able to handle the strength of the Evans boys?
Well, Spider and I spoke about this off air before you came. And there's a bloke out there at the moment who kicked 8 last week, and I thought they might have. I asked Andy about him, but he hasn't been able to get the trainer, Sam Jones, which means there'd be 2 of them down there. To handle one of the Evans boys, maybe Sutton.
Yeah.
He's had a fantastic year down in the back line. You've got Stoyce will probably come on him, Porter, and a few of those blokes. But they're attacking backs.
Yeah.
When they miss the footy, when it goes behind them, they get themselves in awful trouble.
Yep.
They're a backline that you can kick a lot of goals. So you have to keep Stevens, you have to keep the big fella Evans quiet. Even Sutton himself likes to take a mark and run off.
Yeah.
So to be one out on him, no, I don't think they have.
Because the strength of Ben in particular, being able to hold his position in marking contest and keep defenders away, and it takes a pretty special strength of a defender to match that, and that might be the thing. If he's able to get in one-on-one contests, he could be really dangerous.
Well, yeah, we're all spruiking about Sam Jones kicking 4 goals and coming off the ground down at Werribee, but in the second half, Evans kicked 4 himself. So he's very, very hard to stop. I don't think they've got someone to stop him one-on-one, so I think it's all going to come from the midfielders, putting the blokes, bringing the ball in under extreme pressure, because if they give the ball to Evans the way he likes it, no, they're not going to stop him.
He protects the space very well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He protects the space, and there's a lot of space here. It's a very hard ground to close down. I was just interested before with your chat about, Rob, when you said about the way the seconds play. What this reminds me of, Grub, and you probably agree, is the dynasty at Belpost Hill. The seconds played footy exactly the same way as the seniors. Obviously not the same standard, but if someone went out, as we spoke about with Belmont, they had 7 changes, one game and still won.
And that's right.
And they just come in and know their role.
Well, you're right, because I tell you what, over the last 100 years, injuries have played big parts in finals. Right? All of a sudden, a few go down. You think, well, I remember Thompson were going to win it one year. They were going to win it. And they lost 3 big blokes in the second last game of the year. And all of a sudden, they weren't going to win it, and they didn't win it. So injuries play a part. And if you've got a side with reserves that they've got that are even and are very, very close, then I can tell you now, that's going to help them in finals. If some of those clubs get injuries in finals, I think Belmont's the best to handle that.
Well, it's interesting because the top 3 sides in both comps are the same.
Yeah.
Each Geelong, Belmont and Werribee.
No, I don't think so. I think the Werribee seconds...
No, I mean as in the same... So they're the same 3 top sides.
They're the same 3 top sides, but I'm not sure they've got as many players in their reserves...
Werribee.
Yeah, that can come up like the Belmont ones. You've got Bobby Chamberlain, one of the greatest trainers and life members and biggest galahs of all time. He's still going, Bobby. But, yeah, that's what it's all about. And I just think they're probably more equipped if the injuries hit.
Yeah, no, I said I wasn't saying that they're the best. They're a good reserve side, Werribee, because they've got a lot of older players who have been. But I'm saying that they're the same 3 sides, which is very unusual. Well, they're all strong clubs, is what I'm probably getting at.
Well, they've all been strong this year, yes. Yes, I mean, Thompson reserves didn't make it. Bannockburn reserves, did they make it?
Nope.
No. So who's in the reserves? We saw these two.
Inverleigh and I'm just trying to think.
North Geelong? No.
North didn't make it.
They got. I'll tell you in a sec, mate. I know it's definitely Inverleigh.
Yeah, they're definitely there.
Because I was at the Hotham during the week, and Maury was obviously at training. Bannockburn did make it. They finished fourth.
I thought they did.
So it's Werribee, Belmont, East Geelong, Bannockburn, Inverleigh. So
Yes.
the battle of the bush tomorrow.
Yeah, so there's 4 sides that have their first and seconds in it.
Yep.
And to tell you the truth, I reckon if you average it out over the last 10 years, you'll find the average is about 3, I reckon. There's always about 3 sides in it. This year you have 4. So
I just saw Jed Evans run onto the ground. He was like a yearling colt, but he's back to his normal pace now. And I think that's the quickest I've seen him move today. But the big fella keeps getting to where he needs to get. He just backs up contest to contest, but never moving that quick, Grubby.
well, he's very, very lucky that Noah Hootsman's back in that side because as much as I reckon he's a good player, Evans, I don't know if he could go with Daly all day. Daly's a lot taller than him. Evans doesn't come up against ruckmen that are taller than him much.
No, here you go. I'm not even there. Not even there to pick on today. Give me a spell, you two. The great Lizzie. Message did. Hey, Lizzie, enjoy your day.
Get on, yeah, Lizzie.
Yeah, no, that's going to be. Well, Hootsma, to me, is probably going to do more of the ruck work, I think.
Look,
around the ground especially.
Yeah. I think so. Although, I must admit, as good as he is in the ruck, in the middle, the big fella Daly doesn't take a lot of grabs and run around the ground. Like I remember, if you remember back to blokes like Sean Stewart and that, they were ruckmen who were footballers.
Oh, yeah.
And this kid might be one day, but he hasn't reached that yet.
And your mate Vilchins, he could do it a bit too, couldn't he?
Yeah, well, he played league footy. You know.
But yeah, you're right. Like Ren Lovett was always good at that.
Yeah.
He could take him around the ground. So there's been in the Jarvis, McLennan in the more modern era.
Well, McLennan probably as much as any of them. He won a Whitley medal doing it. You know, and Poodle doesn't do it that much out at Inverleigh. No. But I've seen him do it. He did it in the Interleague game one day, and we give him the best on the ground for doing it. He doesn't always do it.
No.
But, the ruckman, sometimes look at ruckman and say, are they that poignant?
Sobe does. He does. He marks ball around the ground.
Well, he's a bit different. He picks it up off the ground and everything, but he gets beaten at tap-outs.
Yeah.
But you just say, do you really need a great ruckman to win these games of footy? And sometimes the way the game's played, you don't.
No, if you've got a good midfield.
Yeah.
You've got a good midfield. All right, mate. It's about 7 minutes to go. Do we know who the umpires are today, Grub? Have you got them?
I have somewhere. I'll tell you.
I love putting him on the spot.
I'll tell you who's back in.
He's very good at it.
As I look out there, Chesterman's back in as well.
He used to be really up to speed when his mate Steve Keating was around, but Steve's gone and Grubby's dropped back a level since. His information stream seems to be
but at least
shorter.
At least it'll be right.
Have we got Aaron Ritchie's today?
Steve gave me some information, but most of it was wrong anyway.
Just your mate Paints just texted in and said Stewie should have played league footy. He was he probably could have played league footy too, couldn't he? Sean Stewart.
No.
They are Paints. That's from. Well, I'll tell you one who is out there, mate. Our little mate that we interviewed at Werribee a few weeks ago. Noah Kennedy making his senior debut today. He's out on the boundary.
Yes, I was talking to his mum last night, and she was so excited.
Yeah, there he is there, just running on the bound. Look, stretching up. There he goes, say.
That is a good story, and I really enjoyed that conversation because I'd met Noah and Mum previously, but to get him in and listen to his story, oh yeah, he's
Pity someone's fat head was in the way the whole interview, wasn't it, Grub?
Yes, yes. I'll tell you another thing about Sean Stewart.
Yep.
Sean Stewart was a reasonable player in the VFA, but there were quite a few better than him in the VFA. So that's why I say no. He probably wouldn't have played league footy. But I tell you what, not only was a great player, it's at Werribee Centrals he was the best going round, and he actually limped off in the semi when we were getting beat, and we thought I was nearly crying. He's gone. He's finished. Limped off, and we made the grand final. He played the game of his life. Unbelievable. So, but no, I don't think league footy was a great player. I will continue now with the umpires for today. Paul McElhinney.
Yep.
Tom Jenke. Jack O'Neill are the 3 field umpires.
Right.
The boundaries are Noah Kennedy. Jack Tingiri. I don't know if he's in relation to Tingiri that did the field umpiring. I reckon he would be. Ollie Watson and Charlotte Wilson. And the goal umpires are Julie Ford and Araya Hubie.
And may I say, and I've listened to the commentary bit, and Grubby, I know there's been some times when the umpiring hasn't been that flash, but again, considering, and I've watched a bit of this and Ballerine footy this year, the umpiring at local level is much, much easier to understand than the stuff on the television. They're doing a hell of a good job, and I expect the quality to be the same again today.
Grubby's phone's just gone off. I've picked over
bloody
his
Mitchell.
I've picked over his shoulder. You can see one letter on the screen at a time. He's got to scroll across and put the sentences together. It's up that the font's up that high.
Listen to this. See if you can decipher this.
If Mitchell wrote it, no.
Werribee will watch to play better than their warm-up.
Want to, I imagine he's trying to say.
Oh, who knows? You can't even spell or anything, the idiot.
That's why he drove trains for 55 years. But the stage is now set. The wind is blowing towards the Buckley's end of the ground by the look of it. It looks like it's a reasonable breeze out there too, lads.
There was one stage in the seconds, Mark, where a bloke got the footy into a bit of pressure and kicked, and it went more up than forward, and by the time it finished its journey, it went more backwards than upwards.
We were talking about that earlier.
It is a very strong breeze. It's probably a good 5 or 6, I reckon.
I'm sure Brad will give us the update from out there. Our cameraman Brad, he gives us the weather updates as we go. So I think he's like Jane Bunn or something like that.
So last time I was at this ground calling game of footy was the grand final last year, and the wind was very similar in the first quarter, and Inverleigh were kicking against it and made football look really, really easy. So I think in today's quality of skills, the wind's not what it used to be.
Chesty's won the toss, and Werribee will be kicking with the wind. So this could be the start they need, Grub.
Well, you always want to kick with the wind. I know you think about last quarter, but kick with the wind, try and get something on the board early. You talk about wind. Did you ever play at the Williamstown footy ground?
I've been there as a spectator.
Oh, that's the worst ground in the world because it comes off the bay and just swirls around. I said to Spider, I had a shot for goal there 25 metres out one day, and they actually blew back over my head. And I'm not the only one ever to do that. The wind won't be that bad, but it is actually got stronger from this morning. I watched from the first quarter of the Colts, which was a magnificent game of footy to watch, actually. Lara and Grovedale. Grovedale got the chocolates, but the wind was a little bit more than the seconds, and I think it's at its strongest peak right about now. Yeah. So with a bit of luck, it'll blow like buggery, and by three-quarter time, it'll have blown itself out and might even turn around and go the other way, if we're lucky, without being biased.
That's a Belpo Still special, mate. The wind at Belpo Still blows for 3 quarters and stops the last quarter all the time up there. I did that at Belpo Still once, mate, too. Kicked the ball and it went over my head and went back out over there.
We're all guilty of that one.
Yeah, but you learn things. I learnt last week about the St. Helens Doctor.
St. Helens Doctor. There is no St. Helens Doctor. Scat was just filling you full of tripe just to get you to say something that you could laugh at.
Well, I said it.
You did.
I come in pretty well.
I kicked a point for the opposition kicking out from fullback one day. Can happen.
Yeah, I know. I seen.
Only to some.
The one game I played at Benalla, mate. The fullback we were playing Glenrowan, kicked the point. The fullback played on, turned around, kicked it over the train line. Wasted the last 3 minutes of the quarter because we were 20 goals down. So, anyway, about to get going here. Spectators have cleared the ground. And Grub, as I said, Hootsman's going to have to do a fair bit of the ruck work, mate. And sure enough, he's starting in the middle against Daly. So
where's Evans? Is he on the bench or on the ground?
No, he's on the bench. I can see him from here.
That's all right. That's what they have to do that because of his fitness.
He's filling the gap in all those trees there, mate. He's got legs like tree trunks.
Yeah.
Anyway, first quarter action about to get underway here. Qualifying final day. Winner to take on East Geelong. Next week, the loser will play the winner of tomorrow's Thompson-Bannockburn game. Siren has sounded. All right, Hootsman and Daly to do battle here. Ball thrown up in the air now. Hootsman wins that one down. Not taken in the middle there. Ball spills free now. Kicked off the ground by Belmont. Goes forward, running onto it now. Trying to pick it up, can't do so. The boots are out there again. That was Stevenson with the bright orange boots. But the ball comes out wide. Falls in the hands of Mitchell. Mitchell goes in short again. Nice little handball there to Murdoch. Murdoch driving Belmont forward. It's repelled handball out. Not good, but Cronin did well. Then Carlton chipped in to help out as well, but they've turned it over now. Hacked off the ground by Jack Evans. Picked up there. Quickly is Wood. Wood throws on the boot. Ben Evans in a good spot. Punched away there by Sutton. Ball hits the deck now. Grubby's getting excited, running it out, but Michelle is in front here of Patiage. Ball comes to ground, wrapped up tackle, ball spills free. Umpire lets it go. Picked up by Marnie. Marnie spears one in. Good hands there. I think that's Allett with the ball in the pocket here.
They made the mistake, Werribee boys, then. Both of them tackled the one player.
Yep.
You only need the one tackler because then you're down a player. They're both on the ground.
And the ball spilled free. So
Yep.
it is David Allett for for Belmont, kicking from in front of the coach's box.
He's another one. I wasn't that impressed with his game last week, but I've been very impressed with his other games.
Yeah. So Allett coming in. He's played on now. Opens the goal face up. First kick at it and has put it straight through the middle. So Belmont go to one goal, courtesy of David Allett. Werribee hit the score. We've gone a minute and a half. Morris Finance, first quarter.
Well, as I say, you've got to get everything right, especially in early games, especially when you got the win. You've got to get everything right. And their defence team had two blokes tackling one bloke. All three go to the ground. The ball spills out to the remaining Belmont player, and he puts it on someone else's chest. If one tackles, one gets him down, when the ball spills out, there is another player who can help gather the ball back for Central. So they made a bit of a blue there, but the ball finishes right in the forward pocket with a very, very difficult shot. And David Allett looked like he was just kicking it from dead in front. He made it look easy.
It's Corey Bissett-esque, that one.
Yeah.
Except Corey wouldn't have run round because he couldn't have moved that far.
I was going to tell you, Spy, before the game, I had this terrible cough this week, so you
wonderful.
might have to do a bit extra, and it never moved until the ball was bounced, and now I can't stop coughing.
That's okay, mate. That's fine.
But I'll have a bit of a crack here.
I had myself fully prepared, mate, in case we couldn't find anybody, and then I'd just sleep well tonight while I'm at work.
By the sounds of things, we haven't found anybody.
No, well, that's a very good point, Richard, at this particular stage. But we're back in the middle. We'll give it a whirl. Hootsma and Daly will be going up. This is a very important start for Belmont. To get one against a breeze like this is a really good start for them. Hootsma up, but Daly gets a very clean tap forward, but sharked by Belmont. Michelle comes out with the ball. He's had a very positive start. Kicks into true centre half forward. Coming out to get the ball there, kicking forward for Belmont was Marnie into the pocket. Allett's got it again. The umpire has signalled that he was held without it, and he's going to have a second shot for goal within a minute. He's in a lot better position. He's probably just narrower than 45 degrees. He was much tighter before, and I reckon his confidence will be well and truly up.
Well, you would think if he kicked the last one, he wouldn't have much trouble kicking this one.
He shouldn't, but football's a funny game.
According to Play HQ, they've kicked 1-1 Belmont, so obviously he's missed this one and we're not live.
What was the free kick for, did he say?
He was held.
Okay.
Was pulled off the ball. So Allett's come in, and
No.
he has done exactly what most do, and he's missed the easier one of the two. So 1-1 is the correct score now to Belmont. 3.5 minutes into the first quarter, which is the
Morris Finance
first quarter here at St Albans. Werribee coming out, but the kick intercepted on the far side of the ground there. Is that young Michelle again?
They're actually calling him Mitchell.
Mitchell? Okay, let's go with Mitchell.
That's what it is.
So he's got it, and he's going to kick long into centre half forward. There'll be an Evans under here somewhere, but taking a very good mark at the back of the pack for Werribee there is Kilby. Kilby kicks across the face of goal, finds a teammate who does a couple of neat little dances around opposition, kicks out towards the half-back flank, intercepted and hand pass back into Marnie, gets the ball beautifully, hand pass back to Marnie, gets back on his left foot, kicks low into the forward line looking for Allett, just a little bit off cue. Werribee pick up and kick wide. That is going to be touch and go for out in the full, just inside, but it runs over for a boundary throw in front of the social area here of this wonderful St Albans ground, and we look forward to there's such great hosts here every year, the St Albans Footy Club, and it's a pleasure to play these games here on this neutral venue. The boundary umpire about to throw it in. Hootsma and Daly still on the ball. Daly front position, gets it down. Coming over towards Crennan. He's tackled just as he kicks. The umpire said he was tackled high, and it will come back, and he will get a free kick. Right centre wing, not far from where we're commentating. And Tyler Crennan, who's had a very consistent couple of years, runner-up in the Whitley medal last year, if memory is correct.
Yep.
Little fella now, plays on, kicks long towards centre half forward, looking for a teammate over the back of the pack. No one actually touched that, which is odd. Players coming out forward. That's a very good effort by Belmont. They've kicked it forward there. Sheriff drops in the middle of the ground, intercepted. Werribee push forward. It's Daly who whacks it over O'Halloran whacks it over the back of the pack, but Belmont equal to the task. Quick kick forward, punched away from Crennan. Very, very good effort there by Murdoch. Gets it a little bit further forward. Marnie again, who's been very positive early. He kicks into the middle of the ground looking for a teammate. Goes over the back of Wood, but he picks up, hand passes forward, and they've got a bit of a run now. If he can get clear of the pack here, very cleverly knocked off the ball, and Werribee defenders are able to clear the ball.
Carlton
Carlton got it on their centre wing now. Bursts through a pack.
back to Camilleri.
And Camilleri now has it kicked into the forward line. Stevenson comes out, gets around...
McDonald.
Oh, that was McDonald, sorry, the other little fella.
Just helping. Not.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate it, and I'll get them all right in a minute. Evans now on centre wing for Belmont, but it's beaten him over the line, and we'll have a throw in far side of the ground. 7 plays, 6 minutes into the first quarter.
I can tell you now, and I know football, the signs are there already. They're going to have to do something where even at this early stage, they're getting killed.
All right, Hootsma and Daly do battle now. Far side of the wing. It's one down by Daly. Quick kick forward by Belmont now. No one in particular. Out she goes, out in front of the scoreboard here. We'll have another boundary line throw in. So, as I said, it's nearly 7 minutes. Morris Finance, first quarter. It was Wilson.
It's common sense umpire and grubby. Some bloke on the telly would have paid that deliberate.
Oh, you couldn't pay that one. It didn't even enter my mind, that one.
No, so the ball will be thrown back in. Attacking forward half for Belmont. Evans wins that one down. Only as far as that Carlton was, yes. Goes forward again. Finds McDonald. McDonald swings onto that left foot of his. Drives Belmont forward. Drives Werribee forward now. The ball goes out of bounds. Well, the boundary line throw in. Around 55 around from the Werribee goal. So I'm going to call McDonald for both sides. Am I now, mate? After Cooper Vaughan last week. Anyway, O'Halloran and Hootsma will do battle here. Just outside forward 50 for Werribee. Ball thrown in now. O'Halloran in front. Hootsma does well, but the ball neutralised straight to ground. Stacks on the mill now. Just inside 50. We'll have a ball up. Do it all again. It's too good a day for footy. I've stopped footy, boys. So in the air it goes. Hootsma wins that one down. Not cleared enough, but comes out to Murdoch. Murdoch throws on the right boot, but only as far as Camilleri. So take Camilleri, who's very good last time we've seen him, waiting for the leads. They come at him now. Ball goes over the back. Lands in the hand of Saliba. Saliba turned round, dropped the head. The umpire says no.
Oh, I don't know. I just think Saliba was fallen, which sort of constituted a duck of the head. I think he's very lucky to get that one. He did get one in the head, but he was going down at the time. I just don't know what the tackler could do.
He plays on and just centres the ball in the direction of Kirku. He doesn't take it, but Stevens at the back of the pack. Throws it on the right boot. McDonald throws it on the right boot. Has his first for the day. And Werribee seconds. Werribee's first. So Werribee moved to 1 goal straight, trailing Belmont, who are 1-1-7. We've ticked over. 8.5. Morris Finance, first quarter.
I don't know. I watched all the 18s. I watched the seconds. And I know the flags are saying that. But how many bad kicks? They might just be bad kicks. But Saliba's looked like it got held up by the wind coming from there. So it might be tricking us a little bit. Yeah, I thought he only kicked the ball about 25 metres, and he's a better kick than that. But
and it hooked.
Yeah, and I think that's where a lot of Werribee's goals will have to come from, when the ball hits the deck in the forward line, because that's their strength. McDonald, Saliba, that's their strength. They're not a big marking forward side.
See him get a Routley's pie mark of the day, mate.
Well, I've asked him to, Josh.
Jed Evans is now in the ruck for Belmont, but Daly still wins the tap out over the top. He gets it forward. Marnie's trying to win the ball for Belmont. Can't under a great deal of pressure. Crennan's in there, but Daly at the back of the pack gets a handball, gets it out to Murdoch, to De Leon, kicks in the forward line. That was a very good mark by Kerr. For Werribee Centrals, just inside the 50. He's a bit tighter than 45. Short kick into the pocket, looking for, and not quite finding a teammate there. Taylor punched away from him. Oh, Werribee missed with a handball over the back to Linehan Cunningham. He can't get it away. The tackle keeps the ball in the forward line for Werribee. Kerr's in underneath it, trying to get out. The player's on top of it. It comes out the back there. Belmont again doing a very good job clearing the ball out half back. Looking for and finding. That's a very, very good mark by McPherson, who's been a very good player all year.
He's a good kid, yeah.
For Belmont. One of the kids that's improved a lot under this very disciplined coaching that we spoke about pre-match. So McPherson now kicks down the line. He'll be looking for Wood, but coming in and taking an easy mark for the Werribee side is O'Halloran, who's going to give Daly a bit of a chop out in the middle of the ground. Cross in the middle there. Werribee kick down towards true centre half forward. Oh, Evans comes through, puts a bit of pressure on, and they're away again, the Belmont side. It's Ludbrook tries to keys, come through again, got a hand pass to Mitchell, who's been very busy, as we called out earlier. That's a good kick into a hot spot. Evans can't quite get it. There's a nest of Werribee defenders there who are mopping up the ball. Gibson's one. He kicks out wide, looking for Murdoch. He can't control the ball. This time it's Stevenson. Gets it back to Murdoch, to De Leon. He kicks down the line, looking for and finding
Taylor.
in the pocket Taylor. So Taylor has the ball. He's about 70 out. Plays on around his opponent. Kicks into true full forward. The ball goes over the back of the pack again. Belmont defence has been very, very strong. They've held it up again. Players jumping on top of the ball. It's a great little contest in there. Taylor's followed up. He can't get a hold of the ball. Oh, the players are going in really hard. The umpire has signalled holding.
Sheriff.
It will go to Sheriff in the back pocket for the Belmont Lions.
There's a few calls of ball there.
There was.
He mustn't have it.
No.
They're standing up really well in defence, the Lions. Quick kick out to half forward. Evans comes through. He's intercepted there.
Camilleri.
Camilleri kicks it long into the pocket. McDonald tries to get hold of it, beats him over the boundary line about 25 metres around from the behind post. Belmont Lions 1-1-7, Werribee Central's one straight goal. We're nearly 12 minutes into the Morris Finance first quarter.
They didn't pay the mark, so it must have been touched off the boot by McDonald. Yeah,
it was. So ball will be thrown back in now. Linnane Cunningham versus Evans. Ooh, umpires heard a whistle. What's we paid here? We paid a free kick off the ball.
Now, there's a bit of a Donny, but you don't want to give it away.
No. So it's going to Mackenzie.
Well, it's got to be a Werribee free kick, but
That's why he pointed.
You don't want to rush in and grab a bloke. I tell you what, like that Anarchy bloke did last week. That should have been reversed. Inverleigh should have won that game. He threw him to the ground.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, I only just seen it in the end. I thought, gee, he was lucky, but that's what you don't want to do, especially in finals. Discipline counts a lot.
McDonald with the ball here. Already has one for the afternoon. Comes in. Nice kick off the boot. Has it got the distance? Yes, it has. So, Josh McDonald has his second. Werribee's second as well. They moved to 2 goals, straight 12, leading Belmont 1-1-7. And we've gone 13 minutes. Morris Finance, first quarter.
Look, I know the coaches watch the videos and that, but if they haven't, they'll obviously be pretty obvious now that Werribee's strength, as I said in the first 10 minutes, is the way they kick goals is little blokes off the ground. You know, like Camelo Saluba's won the goal kick and kicked 55. McDonald's kicked a lot. But your big forwards haven't kicked many at all during the year. So that's what they've got to worry about. They've got the big blokes covered. Now they have to worry about getting the players covered on the deck.
Yep, agree.
So the middle of the ground, Jed Evans and O'Halloran. O'Halloran wins that down, but not really to the advantage of his team. Mitchell tries to get through, tackled immediately. No, it's not Mitchell because I can see him backed up there at the back of the pack, but it is the little fellow Thompson in the middle of the ground. Again, O'Halloran slaps it forward. Murdoch comes through for Werribee. Quick kick forward, hasn't gone far enough for a mark, but the umpire says was taken high. No, or a ball up.
Ball up.
No, ball up.
Good
just
tackle.
Inside the edge of the centre square.
Good tackle with absolutely no prior opportunity. Terrific decision by the young fella.
Yeah, young Kerr it was who got Mitchell under control. O'Halloran again, he's happy to slap it forward. Murdoch is the beneficiary of that. Hand pass to Taylor. He kicks deep into the forward pocket. Linehan Cunningham is under the mark, best position, and the umpire has given him the mark.
He was nearly off.
He nearly played on. He's right beside the behind post, perhaps a metre in. So it's going to be a banana, as Dale Smith would say.
Oh, thank God he's sitting on the toilet somewhere.
And he walks around.
He's kicked left foot.
And he's kicked it right across the face of the goal and into the car park on the other side. No score, and Belmont will win the ball back, and it will be Braden Eddy who'll have it for them on the far side of the ground.
Well, already he's kicked that, as you saw. Good mark, though. He also had a chance to kick a goal when he picked it up in the goal square early. Hasn't played for a month, so the rust is there. Yeah. So hopefully for him and Werribee, that'll come good as the game goes on. And it's starting to with that mark.
So Eddy now for Belmont kicks out the half-back flank.
Whoa!
Kerr is up early, can't quite hold the mark, come to the ground. Evans grabs it. That's Jed. He's dragged to the ground. The Ruckman are having a bit of a wrestle as play continues out towards centre wing. It's gone back towards Murdoch. He's tackled and the ball is forced over the boundary line. Far side of the ground, half forward flank, Werribee into attack. They lead 12-7 with 15 minutes into the Morris Finance first quarter in this qualifying final. Geelong and District Football Netball League 2024.
Ball thrown in, Daly, and Daly wins that one down. Doesn't get a clear tap to it. Quick handball out of the pack there. Running onto its Chesterman. He's wrapped up in a tackle there. Still gets a handball away. Mitchell picks it up for Belmont. Breaks the tackle. Is almost legged in there. It falls to De Leon, who gets a quick handball away. Tackling is very, very hard here. The pressure's good. Picked up there by Ludbrook, who gets a handball out wide. Quick kick by Eddie down the line, but it's not. It's ill-directed. So it goes back to De Leon, who goes in short. Lux of Fortune lands in the hands of Chesterman. Chesterman handballs the ball out. Now, Werribee driving it forward here. Not a great kick, but Sluber leads in the race. The ball does well to keep it in front of himself. Can't quite pick it up at the end. McDonald does just that. Wrapped up in a tackle. We'll have a ball up just inside the forward 50 here for Werribee. Carlton's been very good early, Grub.
He has.
Very good.
He's had a tough couple of years with knee injuries.
So in the air now, Evans and they just push each other out of the way. O'Halloran, but quick kick over the shoulder here. Ball has gone out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in about 20 metres round from the behind post for Werribee, who are currently at 2 goals straight, 12 leading Belmont, who won 1-7. We've gone 16.5. Morris Finance first quarter here. So Evans and O'Halloran now to do battle. Deep in Werribee's attack. Evans goes to the front, punches that one down. Couldn't quite pick it up with Chesterman. Off the ground there was that Kilby. That was McKenzie, but the ball spills free. Comes to Sheriff at the back. He drives it long. Good kick there. Finds McPherson. McPherson in short in the middle there. Another great kick. Finds Vermeulen. Vermeulen, he's played on. Now the umpire said so. Had to clear it quickly. Tapped over the top. Evans couldn't quite take the ball, but Daly does and just drives back into attack. Murdoch drops the mark unopposed, puts himself under all sorts of pressure. Gets a handball to Eddie. McDonald's too quick for him. Comes past, picks it up. Taylor then to lend support. Ball spills free. Jack Evans grabs it. He's wrapped up in a tackle straight away. 55 metres out from the Werribee goal. We'll have another ball up.
Jeez, he showed a fair bit of pace, didn't young Josh McLaughlin?
Didn't he?
Not young,
What?
But he showed a bit of pace.
A bit of toe.
He's been a good footballer.
So the ball in the air now. Evans wins that one down as far as Ludbrook. He couldn't quite take it with him. Ball spills free now. Tipped out. Evans just turns around the right foot, throws it long, looking for Wiley. Wiley in front there at De Leon, but De Leon done really well. Opened up the space. Coming through is Leonard. Leonard gets a handball away. Oh, tap back cleverly there. Finds Wiley. Wiley on the right foot. Spears it in towards Marnie, but it gets over the back of him to Camilleri. Camilleri is all class. Picks it up. Gets a kick forward. Doesn't quite go where it needs to be. Quick handball coming out. Carlton does well. Traps it in front. Mitchell comes through. He's wrapped up in a Chesterman and Carlton tackle. Going nowhere. Back in the centre of St Albans reserve here. We've gone nearly 18.5. Morris Finance, first quarter.
Very, very scrappy play so far, but it's fiercely contested. O'Halloran again gets it down to a smaller player, but he can't really get any further forward. Another scrap on the centre square edge, and the umpire is forced to ball it up again. That was Daly, sorry, not O'Halloran in that ruck. So he's back in there. Hootsma is back in the ruck for Werribee. Daly wins that very, very easily. Hootsma picks up a crumb, slaps it on the foot going forward. That's almost a mark, but the ball spills over the back of the pack. Very clever tap onto Vermeulen there. He's kicking to the forward line looking for Evans, and this is where Evans has the strength that we spoke about before the match. He had Sutton just a little bit out of position, put the hip out, held his spot, and he's taken a mark 5 metres out directly in front, and this will put his Belmont Lions back in front if he can kick straight, which he has, and they're back to 2-1-13. Werribee Central's 2 straight goals. That's 19.5 minutes. Morris Finance first quarter. Evans very strong there, Grubby.
Well, I don't think he was. I just think the kick was in the immaculate position that gave the fullback absolutely no chance. Yes, he was strong enough, but most people can do that when the ball's put in the right position. And I can't go through that piece of play and say, there was a mistake made there. It was a beautiful tap behind. Sometimes they're lucky, sometimes you're not sure. But he knew who was there, and they had control of the footy all the way down the ground. And that was sheer great play by Belmont.
He didn't do a lot wrong, son.
No, he didn't. He had no chance, but it was great play to get it there in that
So, ball back in the middle now. Hootsma and Daly do battle again. Daly wins that one down to Crennan. Crennan just taps the ball out in front of himself, then overruns it. So, falls to Murdoch for Belmont, who is wrapped up in a tackle, taken high, the umpire said. So, Murdoch for Belmont. Jeez. We have the confusion here with the 2 Murdochs, mate. So, he drives.
And Hootsma playing for Werribee.
He drives forward and finds Wood. So Wood takes a very strong mark, 50 out from goal, plays on quickly, puts it out in front of Evans. That's a beautiful kick. Evans can't take the mark. Sutton does well to bring it to ground.
Ooh.
Wrapped up in a tackle. It could be too high here, and the umpire does say that.
Thought that was the case.
So free kick to Belmont. So chance for their third. And it's Mitchell, yes. Yeah. Yes, he wore 36 for the first half of the season, so we don't talk to him anymore since he got rid of that number. So Mitchell for Belmont, who again has been in the thick of things. He's been very good this year. Looking to put Belmont's third on the board. In he comes. Keeps it low, it pushes it right across the face of goal. The umpire said that has snuck through for a minor score, so Belmont moved to 2-2. Brad Mitchell has his first behind for the day, leading Werribee 2 straight.
Will come out into the back pocket for Werribee. They play on kick long down the centre wing. Kerr can't hold the ball. It goes over the back of the pack, running onto it. There is Taylor. Taylor is tackled, but gets a second go at it. Back towards Kerr with a handball. Quick kick from him going forward. Lenahan Cunningham can't take the mark.
Stop. He's lucky.
O'Halloran used his foot there. May have been penalised. Got away with it. And he comes out, and McNamara for Belmont is kicked out, but has wobbled over the boundary line, far side of the ground. 14 plays 12.
That was good football from the big fella. He went to kick it, and he just stopped. Otherwise, he'd have kicked his head off.
Would have gone in the buckley.
Oh, yeah, so he's done the right thing.
He pulled out just at the right time.
Yeah.
So Hootsma and Daly. Hootsma wins this one, slaps it forward for Werribee, for Belmont, but Werribee run onto it with Chesterman. He said he disposed of it incorrectly, and Belmont are the recipients. The ball is kicked straight across the ground, and Nathan Jennings has marked between the 50-metre arc and the centre square. He kicks down the line over the head of his coach, Brent Vermeulen. Coming through the back there is Pattiage for Werribee. Hand passes it forward. Leonard has got it. A little kick from him, but Vermeulen, a terrible handball, puts his teammate under enormous pressure and has caused a stacks on the mill ball up. Only about 10 metres from where we're sitting. Commentary box here at the St Albans Oval.
What was Vermeulen doing?
Quite sure what happened there. But Daly and Hootsma. Hootsma comes over, gets most of that, gets a second go as he lands on the ground. Jennings can't it. The umpire has said you had that for a little while. I'm not quite sure when or who, but Werribee have got a free kick out of it. It's kicked down forward, looking for Lenahan Cunningham. He does a very good job to stop Werribee getting away,
right.
But the umpire said that was a sling tackle, and Belmont will receive a free kick. And it's it's McNamara who has it for Belmont in the back pocket.
What sort of a game are we playing these days? Fair income.
So McNamara kicks down the line. There is a big pack of players. Most of the big, though, belongs to Werribee. They can't hold the mark.
Well done.
Bursting through there, really good job is Thompson for Belmont. Kicks down the line, bounces over the head of Sutton. Coming through, he's tackled beautifully there is Allett for Belmont. Dragged to the ground and held up.
Well, he was dragged to the ground, but that's prior opportunity.
He had three steps.
That was dead set prior opportunity.
So it's a throw up here. Daly this particular time wins it down. Pattiage hand passes, but it's intercepted by McNamara for Belmont. Kicks forward, attempting to take the mark. Allett has deemed to be held, and he will have a free kick. He's probably just man on the marks on the 50-metre arc, I'd imagine. He plays on around him, kicks long and very straight, and he's kicked his second and Belmont's third. They go to 3-2-20. Werribee 2 straight goals, 24.5 minutes. Morris Finance first quarter.
I don't know what they've got to do something in the back line down there, because I think they're 3 goals, they're 3-2, and one of them have come from free kicks. So they've just got to be a bit more disciplined, or something else has got to happen. But that's, to me, you just can't give free kicks away like that in a final, or you get 5 free kicks and kicks 5 goals in that close. So, but the way he ran around was magnificent football.
Who's the goal of the day?
Well, he is at the moment.
No, who is it though?
Oh, I'll have to look through.
Anyway, back in the middle now.
Hotham Hotel.
No.
Hootsma and Daly. Daly wins on Downsville. Crennan just doesn't quite get there. Jack Evans boots the ball forward for Belmont, only as far as Tate Camilleri. He swings round in the right boot, just a high up and under here. One-on-one between Ladbroke and couldn't take it, but Thompson does well. He's dispossessed. That'd be a free kick, I would have thought. Advantage paid. Leonard now for Werribee, driving forward in the Saliba direction. Gets over the back. The race is on now. Taylor's first to the ball, picks it up, done really well. Got the handball back. But McDonald tried the old 1-2. Didn't quite work, and it's gone out of bounds on the full. Unlucky. Couple of players loose out here, had the chance, chose against it was Eddie. Eddie so drives out. That's not a great kill. This wasn't the end.
Yeah.
Found Evans who dropped it. I thought it was going to drop short of the Werribee bloke standing on the 50 there, Grub.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to.
Just went over the back, and then Evans dropped what he probably could have taken in the end. So O'Halloran now and Hootsma will do the ruck just outside the 50 here. Werribee's attacking zone. They trail Belmont by 8 points. Ball thrown in. Neither ruckman get a decisive tap. Goes forward. That could be a free kick to Werribee for too high. The umpire has seen it that way too. So, quick handball there, running on. It's Crennan. Crennan on that left foot, drives and
down the ground,
free kick down the ground, or is it a free kick for a hold further down? Or he's paid a hold. Anyway.
Yeah, it must be a hold.
Linehan Cunningham with the ball. Hope he kicks on his right foot this time, Grub.
I think he might. I think he might, Spud.
After his left foot attempt. Bryce Linehan Cunningham back in the side. I think he got back in last week, I think, wasn't he, Grub?
No.
But anyway, okay, first game back. And he comes now. Deliberate attempt, pushes it right across the face of goal, through for a minor score. Should have kicked with his left. So Werribee moved to 2-1. Linehan Cunningham has his first score for the afternoon. We've gone now 27 minutes, Morris, finance, first quarter.
When you're being beaten around the ground a little bit, you must kick goals when you get the chance.
Braden Eddy, beautiful kick into Ludbrook. Ludbrook still in defence here for Belmont. Just chips it across again. It's Wilson with the big bright boots, isn't it? Yeah, that was last week. So Wilson now plays on. Goes long down the line here. Players set the fly, ball gets over the back. Picked up by McPherson, who's wrapped up in a tackle straight away. Brought to ground. True centre wing here. Far side of the ground, St Albans. So it's St Albans reserve. 27.5 gone. 7-point lead to Belmont.
Black armbands, Werribee, Grubby?
Yeah, I'll get to it in a segment.
Beauty.
So ball come down. Thompson leads in the race. The ball did well, but then overrun it in the end. So picked up there, forced out of the pack. Players diving in for where Carlton picks that up. Not going anywhere at all. So we'll have a secondary ball up. True centre wing here. So up we go again. Hootsman wins that one down. Goes past Ludbrook. Punch back the other way. Wilson has it now. He's wrapped up and he's brought the ground as well. So three ball.
No.
I was about to say the three ball up free kick rule. It was only two.
Gee, that's tough.
Camilleri, the recipient of the free kick this time for holding the ball, which, unless he dragged it in, Grub, which he may have, so I don't know. But the kick goes down. Hootsman gets across the front there in front of Taylor. Picks the ball up. High up and under here. Punched away. No, it wasn't. Camilleri again. Jeez, he's been good, Grub.
Yes. Only a kid.
He comes in short now. He said, yeah, to Daly. He's only played under 18s last year. Can he still play under 18s?
No.
Oh, it's Saliba, can't he? So Daly chips the ball over the top. Bit him up under hospital pass, but made it look good here. So
Carlton,
bursting through is Carlton again. Yes, mate. Goes long into the square. Ball comes to ground. Picked up really well here. Well done there by Jennings. Jennings comes out towards his coach and Vermeulen. He brings the ball to ground. Kerr's the first one there. Went to handball to Patio. Decided not. Takes on two. Takes on three.
He's not going to
tell
kick
you
a goal.
what. Oh, but it's been marked in the goal square by Taylor. Wowee.
Oh, buggy you, Taylor. That could have been. I'm going to have to look for a goal.
Would hit the post.
Would it?
Yeah, it would hit the post. Wow, what a bit of play by Kerr. So Taylor comes in now from point blank range, just kicks it into the net, and Werribee now have their third. They move to 3-1, trailing Belmont Lions, who are 3-2, 29.5 gone. Morris Finance, first quarter.
Sometimes you see some footy, you think, geez, that's good footy, but that was just brilliant. He went one way, then he went the other, and a lot of times you get tackled, but it showed a bit of agility there. But that was the part where you think, oh, that's great. But the kick was sensational under pressure. It was just a great kick. He's got a bit of a habit of just about doing the mercurial and doesn't quite take the mark or doesn't quite get the kick, but he did that time. Wonderful football.
And that'd be good for his confidence early in a final.
Yep.
So Jed Evans sprints onto the ground to get into the centre. Umpire sort of waited for him. He's there now, and he and Daly will go at it. Neither really decisive. Comes out the back to Marnie, who was lively early, hasn't had the the ball for a little while. But that is a magnificent kick to Evans, who can't quite hold the mark. Hand passes, just misses Jennings, but he gets a quick kick forward for the Lions, but intercepted there from Werribee, and they clear out far side of the ground towards Crennan. He's beaten for the ball there. I think it's Mitchell. The siren goes. That ends the first Morris Finance quarter. In Belmont 3-2-20, Werribee 3-1-19.
Goal kickers so far. David Ellett has 2 for Belmont. Ben Evans has 1. Josh McDonald has 2 for Werribee. Blake Taylor has the other 1. We'll take a short break. We'll be back here shortly. You'll listen to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. And we are back here at St Albans Reserve, quarter time. The wind here is a bit deceptive, so the score 3-2-20 Belmont to 3-1-19 Werribee could be a bit misleading, so We'll see how it goes at half time when Belmont have had a chance to kick towards the Buckley's end. Grubby, how did you see the first quarter, mate? Once you stopped talking to the walking corpse, I mean Mitch.
What's that? The get back to the nursing home bloke, is it?
It's the head of the cemetery trust, mate. He's just lined up his spot. That's what he's doing.
Look, it was a scrappy first quarter because of what we normally see in finals. Everybody just going in flat out, hard enough. You've played your 18 rounds, and now's the start of your final series. And they're all going in so hard and tackling so well that neither side, I should say, could get going and perform with their fast-running football. I think Werribee's, why they've got the third position is their fast-running football. Yep. So they have to find a way to get out and to use that run. If Belmont can hold it in for long enough, then, which they have done so far, I think they look the better team just in that quarter. As I say, now the flags are blown on. The wind's tricking me because it looked like it was going there, down to the netball court end. And then some of the kicks seem to be held up. So if it's going across the ground, then it's a very, very even game. But if the wind is blowing down in that quarter, then Werribee are in some trouble because Belmont have a real chance to kick some goals this quarter.
Thanks to the lovely ladies too, Helen and Kaz, for bringing out us a quarter-time snack, mate. They bought an apple out for you.
Yeah, the trouble is I don't know if I can gorge myself at half-time now.
You'll be able to, mate. Torquay 31, leading Anglesea 12 in the Ballerine. So...
Run and run.
Sorry, folks, need to have a drink. That's second semi-final day in the Ballerina course. We have a game on here, so
they just even everywhere.
Grubby's talking to Mitch again, so Mitch is all over it at the moment. Anyway, players are clearing now, about to start the second quarter, so see how we go.
I'd love him to be out there, wouldn't he?
Hey, who's that?
Matty Miller.
Is that Matty Miller, was it?
Yeah. He'd love to be out there.
He would be love to be out there. No doubt at all. Obviously, a serious injury earlier in the season. Finished his career, Grub, has it? Or?
Yeah, I would think so. He's probably nearly 40, so to come back from 2 broken jaws is,
He can just play Super Rules.
Well, he probably could. He'd play out there with Sid. I've watched the Mirabel Croc. Sid hasn't had a kick for a year and a half.
Sid?
Oh, he's hopeless out there.
Yeah.
He's one of their worst players. Kevy Murray and Scotty Carrier chewing them up and playing good footy, and Sid struggling.
Hey, Snick's just gone and bought himself some smoke. I'm not realising the girls look after us when we're in the commentary box. Hey, mate, we've got connections, mate. Anyway, about to fire up. We said 3-2-20 Belmont, 3-1-19 Werribee. Qualifying final. Paul McElveny puts the ball in the air. Evans versus Daly. So, ball goes up in the air now.
Look at this idiot.
Evans neither really wins it. They have a second go, neither wins it again. Quick kick out of the air from Thompson. Drives Belmont forward just in front of the circle. Pushing the back here, paid. So, you mess with one Evans, you mess with all of them. So, Jack Evans picks the ball up now. A bit stagnant. Not a great kick off the boot, but it's going to fall in front of Wiley here, who does really well to trap it. Can't break through the tackle, but gets at the boot towards Eddie. He overruns it. Coming through the other way was Marnie. Marnie with a great handball out the side. Another one on. Finds Eddie up the forward again. Goes to Thompson. Thompson comes back. Quick kick off the boot by Mitchell.
Down the ground.
Free kick down the ground. And Ben Evans or David Allett, either or, will take the free kick in the goal square. Sutton is down holding his face.
Oh, no. I hope it's only his face because he's had a history of knee injuries.
Yeah, well, he's holding his head, mate, so...
That might be in pain of his knee. I don't know.
I don't know, mate.
Well, this doesn't look good at all.
A bit of friendly fire too there, I think.
I think you might be right, Snick, so... Don't know. So, concern here for Josh Sutton, who hasn't had a great run with injury this year either. Grub with his hamstrings. And if Werribee are going to go much further, they really need him out there, don't they?
Yeah, he's up and walking. Doesn't look like it's a leg injury at all, the way he's moving.
It does. It looks like he's carrying that left leg a little bit, mate.
Oh, yeah, but that's how he walks. He's got them sort of bandy legs, but it doesn't seem to be a pronounced limp like it was a knee injury or a hammy.
He's holding his face again, mate. I reckon he's got one.
Might have caught one the back of Evans' head, maybe, as he's trying to spoil.
I think it might have been his teammate, who Allett's opponent, as he was coming in the opposite direction.
Okay.
So he's holding the jaw, mate, so that's not good. Anyway, Dave,
I would have thought it would have went to Evans, the free kick.
That's what I thought too, but David Allett said, no, I'm having it. There's no replay here. So, like any good full forward would, mate, you say that's my ball.
Well, the way I see it, Evans was in the marking contest and probably nearly marked it. And Allett was back this way a bit. I think it's Evans' kick myself. But.
Well, let's see if he kicks it. They'll say it was Allett's. If he doesn't, they'll say it should have been Evans.
But it must have been the goal square.
Well, it's just outside.
No, it has to be in the goal square.
Well, the man on the mark is just outside.
Well, the ball's come from the other side. Why isn't he on an angle? He's put him directly in front, which means it's happened right in or on the goal square. Otherwise, he kicks from
What
an
I'm
angle.
saying, anyway, Allett comes in. Aiming for his third. Does it just that. He has 3 for the afternoon. Belmont now have 4. They move to 4-2-26, leading Werribee 3-1-19. We have gone 2.5, 3 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment, second quarter.
And what did I say in the first quarter? Now they've kicked 3 goals, 1 from free kicks.
No, they haven't. They've kicked 2.
2.
Because Allett's first goal was a mark in the pocket.
Yeah, from a free kick just before it.
Oh, you meant, okay, the kick from
as a result of it. So,
okay.
And that's in no way having to go at the umpires. What that is having to go at, you have to be disciplined. Discipline's not starting fights or stuff like that. Discipline is tackling correctly, not tackling after they get rid of the ball. There's exuberance, but there's ill discipline, and that's cost them 2 or 3 goals.
So Jed Evans in the ruck now, but Daly taps that out. Jack Evans, who gets the ball quickly forward, left foot, and Allett almost takes a mark. De Leon is dragged down with the ball for Werribee, and there'll be a ball up between the arc and the edge of the centre square. Belmont in attack, already leading by 7 points early in this second quarter, kicking with the breeze. Jed Evans has a very clever tap, gets it to Thompson. He can't get away from the pack, though. Players drag down. Carlton gets it out very, very cleverly. Comes to Mackenzie. He kicks forward for Werribee. O'Halloran can't take the mark. Pushed away from him. Desperate defence from the Belmont Lions. Trying to get the ball forward. The ball's going backwards and forwards from little tap-ons and kicks off the ground there. Not going anywhere still. Another tackle drags it down. I wish the umpire would ball it up or something. Thrown out almost over the back of the pack. It's Mitchell who runs onto the ball, but he can't stop it from going over the boundary line. Just around from the scoreboard. Who are we celebrating this quarter, gentlemen? Buckley's Entertainment scoreboard, 26-17, Belmont in the lead. Ball's thrown in. Daly very cleverly over the back, but the umpire said he was held by Evans, so he received a free kick. Gets it over to Camilleri. He kicks forward very quickly. Dropped the mark. It was Kerr who was involved in that brilliant passage of play towards the end of the first quarter. Ball kicked forward right underneath the scoreboard. Belmont desperately trying to get it. The umpire said, give it to me. I'll have a ball up. No, he's waving his arms around. Gone out of bounds underneath the scoreboard is what's happening. So Evans and Daly lining up again underneath this ball. Evans gets front position. Left hand over the back of the pack, but it's Carlton who runs on it. He gets it across to Mackenzie again. Quick kick forward for Werribee. Players waiting underneath this. Clever tap on by O'Halloran. Gets his forward in path of the ball, but he's dragged off it. Belmont defenders and plenty of numbers. Handball back and a quick kick forward. Carlton can't hold the mark. Werribee player there trying to get hold of it. He can't. There's more Belmont defenders in there trying to stop it, and they've forced a ball up. Probably
McDonald under there, I think, Rob.
60 metres out. Who was it? Sorry, where?
McDonald, I think.
McDonald.
It's Camilleri.
That is Camilleri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's everywhere, mate.
He's had a very good day indeed. So thrown up again. The big fellas go up. Daly gets most of that. Gets it forward looking for Camilleri again. But Belmont done a pretty good job. I reckon the umpire will call that a sling, which he has.
Wiley.
And it's Wiley who's got the ball for Belmont. He kicks down centre wing. Honours a lead from Allett, who's kicked 3 already. A short pass from him, middle of the ground. Daly gets a hand on it, stops Marnie, who would have run onto it. Jennings gets it, hand passes back. Quick kick forward. It's going to go into space. Wood's going to be first there. Cleverly taps on to the favour of Evans. He's can't quite bend down and pick it up, the big fella. And Werribee defence through Carlton there. Hand pass quickly across to Mackenzie, and they're out. But that's a good intercept mark there by
Allett again.
Is it? Yes, Allett again. He's having a very good day. Long kick from him. He'll be looking for Wood. He can't quite hold the ball. Over the back of the pack. Werribee do a very good job. Murdoch gets it for Werribee, punches it forward and under pressure. He will run it through for a behind. That takes Belmont to 4-3-27. Werribee 3-1-19, and we're nearly 7 minutes into the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter.
Stoyce with the job at Evans now. So Kilby brings the ball in to Stoyce, who drops an absolute pud. Chips it out wide, puts Steele under pressure, and has nearly kicked that out of bounds in the full. Jesus, just stayed in the field of play.
I think he might have got a fingertip on it.
Very ugly bit of play there by Stoyers, mate. You don't drop those. Anyway, the unforced error in the tennis parlay, mate. Parlance. Ball to be thrown in. 40 metres out from the Belmont goal. Wynn got told of that. Ben Evans just belts the ball 20 metres forward in front of Marnie. Marnie just cleverly taps it in front, but he's wrapped up now in a tackle. Tries to get a 3 and does. Vermeulen dispossessed very, very quickly. Players diving in on it now. What's the umpire going to say? No prior, which was the correct decision, I think, Grub.
Maybe. I thought they might have jumped on his head, but
well, they possibly could have too.
When they do that, I think the umpires are, well, you don't know what's going on the bottom of there.
No, so Daly and Ben Evans to do battle here. Neither really wins it. Coming through there was Thompson. Wiley done really well. Picked it up, throws it on the right boot. Skews off the side and goes out of bounds. So Evangeline thrown about 15 metres around from the Belmont behind post. 8 minutes, Buckley's Entertainment, second quarter. So he's Belmont with an 8-point lead.
Yeah, ferocious little fellas, these Belmont forwards, Grubby. They're really putting a lot of pressure on the defence of Werribee.
Well,
They've got it locked in again. Yeah. So it's Evans pushes Daly out of the road. Hand passes can't get clear of the pack, though. Allett's dragged off the ball, probably staged that a little bit. Umpire not getting sucked in. Evans again tackling very hard. And again, another ball up. We're about 40 or 35 metres out from Belmont's goal. They're working really, really hard to try and create a scoring opportunity.
Keep it in there long enough, and it generally comes out for a goal.
Daly gets sort of a hand at it. He gets a quick tackle of a Belmont player, dragged down, and I think the umpire will be forced to ball it up again. Almost identical spot.
Let's put the food in front of Tyler.
There's quite a few players around the ball here. There's more than half within about 10 metres of where the ball will be thrown up. So Werribee working hard to get numbers to chop this off. Evans wins most of that, but it's Werribee's Mackenzie who grabbed it, hand passed it, but not going very far. And again, too many players around the ball, can't get out, and yet another ball up in this short period of time. Very desperate. Waiting on the umpire again. Still Ben Evans, the shorter of the three brothers, and Daly. Daly wins that again, but not going too far. Tackled immediately is Kilby.
Sling tackle,
Gets about. It could easily have been, but wasn't. Out of bounds on the full after a goal there for Jennings. So finally, we're going to get a clear possession of the footy, and it's Tyler Crennan.
And where's it going to go to, Rob? A pack, maybe?
Probably. So there's quite a lot of players still inside the 50. Crennan is forced to kick wide, and he's done a very good job and found Camilleri on the far side of the ground. He quickly plays on, kicks down the line. He'll be looking for Taylor. He's knocked off the ball.
Oh.
Belmont picked that up through Alec. It's very clever little pat back towards teammate there in Jennings. Kick forward and gone out of bounds, about 60 metres around from the Belmont goal, far side of the ground. They lead 27 to 19, 10 minutes into the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter.
Could have been a free kick there, Grub, I think.
Might have been.
Could have been. Anyway, Wood and O'Halloran to do battle. 60 metres out from the Belmont goal here. Ball to be thrown back in. Good throw in there. O'Halloran gets to the front, grabs it out of the air, handballs it over to Gibson. Gibson feeds another handball over to Crennan. Crennan now turns around on the right boot, drives long to centre wing, coming through at the back, punching the ball down. Good defence by Belmont, picked up by Paddy Argy. Got a handball but was dispossessed in the end. Picked up there really well by Ludbrook, gets through, but his handball's gone astray as well. So now Thompson for Belmont coming forward. Look at how I kicked to Wood. So Wood now in space, turns around. In the Evans-Stoyers contest direction. Evans just used the body beautifully and has taken the mark.
I reckon for a second there, Stoyers thought he was going to mark that.
Oh, I thought he's missed it.
And Evans has gone back, kicked, and has missed. So Belmont have moved to 4-4. So Ben Evans has won one for the afternoon.
He actually hand passed it to Allett, who missed it.
Allett, sorry, I was looking at my book. I think he's going to kick the goal. Anyway, Allett has 3-2 on the afternoon, so Ben Evans should have kicked that one then.
Yeah, well, I was looking over to the coach's box to see when the hell Sutton's come back on, because if he doesn't, they are in enormous trouble. But I think he will come back on by the looks of him.
Kilby with those very, the boots. They don't stand that much, do they, Snick? So no, not at all. So Kilby now for Werribee to bring the ball back in. Innocuous boots is what I was looking for. He just goes in very, very, very short. So One way, then the other. It's long down the line, probably the way to go in the end, but it's only gone as far as Wood, who's taken the mark. So Wood for Belmont will look to drive them back deep into attack. Umpire has paid 50. Come across the mark, I think, young Camilleri. So, Grubb, your pet hate, mate, these 50-metre penalties.
Yeah, that's, in a situation where you a couple of goals or so down, and you give a 50 like that. Like, he was never going to kick the goal from where he was.
Well, he's kicking it from where he was to start with, mate.
Yeah.
You need your passport stamp to go that far. So Wood coming in now. Only kicking from about 30 metres out. Comes in, or kicks from about 35 in the end, and has pushed it to the left. So it's 4-5 now to Belmont. And peppering the goals, but can't quite put the score on the board that they need. So we've travelled 13 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment, second quarter. Snick's got a mouthful of food, so I'll keep going then. Ball's been brought in. Stoyas with it. Decides to play on. I don't think he realised he's playing on then. He goes in short, looking for... Oh, geez,
How
that was
close
close.
was that? But the boundary umpire's right on
there.
it.
Yeah, he was right there, mate. I was going to dispute. So Taylor now swings back middle. That's a great kick to Leonard. Leonard takes a good mark overhead.
I was going to dispute it for all money.
Leonard goes out wide again, will you?
Yeah.
Ball now in the hands of Stevenson, who swings on the right boot. Drives Werribee long out in front of the scoreboard here. Wind pushes it across, but it's too much on it for Porter. And it goes out of bounds on the full far side of the ground here. St Albans reserve.
Geez, when they do get the ball, Werribee, they're absolutely destroying it.
They're butchering it, aren't they?
Yeah.
They are butchering it. So, ball brought back in by Mitchell. Goes long down the line looking for Water. Nearly marked it. A fantastic grab, but he gets a nice handball away to Marnie. Marnie has one bounce. Looks inboard and shocking kick. Taylor in best spot, gets the ball to De Leon, who goes outside to Murdoch. Murdoch now on the right foot, forced to kick quickly.
That's down the ground.
Yes, it was. So, no dispute there here, Grubb. And a bit of remonstration going on over there, but how about you save your energy? Crennan with the ball now.
All it was a bump and late. Let it go, boys.
He comes in here, finds Stevenson. Stevenson swings it out wide to Stoyas. Stoyas now has plenty of space. Just a little chip over the top. Finds Leonard. Leonard now. This is the important kick. He puts it out in front of McDonald. That's a beautiful kick. McDonald! Oh, no! He nearly did it for you, Grubb. But the ball hits the deck now. Goes to McNamara. McNamara chips out wide. Great kick. Finds Mitchell. So Mitchell for Belmont. Just outside defensive 50. That would have been an absolute ripper.
Yeah, but you need to have players at the foot of the ball no matter who's flying. And Belmont had them all.
So Mitchell's got Jack Evans running for the middle absolutely on his own. How does he get that free? He trips the ball out now to Vermeulen. Vermeulen can keep running. Has one bounce. Have another one, son. Gets inside 50. Drives it long. Not a great kick off the boot. Ooh, just the wrong side of the behind post there. Vermeulen has his first minor score.
You just wonder how that opens up like that.
4-6. Belmont now 3-1 Werribee. We've gone 15.5.
De Leon takes the mark inside the 50. Gets it across to Stevenson. He kicks further down the line. That's a very good mark indeed under a great deal of pressure.
I think it's Chesterman.
It is Chesterman. He hand passes back inside to De Leon. He kicks low and Kerr takes a very good mark. A centre wing still. Werribee in attack. Kerr, quick hand pass back to De Leon. He kicks horribly and straight into the arms of McNamara at centre half back. He's got a teammate wide underneath the scoreboard. Kicks across and coming out there to take the mark, I think, is Mitchell on the far side of the ground for Belmont. So they've got the ball again. As much as Werribee are butchering field kicking, Belmont have certainly butchered some scoring opportunities this quarter. That's a very good mark for Kerr at the back of the pack. For Werribee, he's got a man in the middle of the ground on his own. It's O'Halloran, and he can't mark it, but he's picked up the first bounce. He has dropped it, and he's lost the control of the ball again, and that is going to be holding the ball against McNamara.
Gone for a mile, yeah.
He had plenty of time. He just took a split second longer and got nailed, and that is a free kick going to Werribee.
You better give it up, or there could be a 50.
O'Halloran was telling all about it.
He lopes around onto his left foot. He's dragged off the ball just as he kicked it, which means it's not going to be perfect. Comes across to Leonard. He snaps very quickly into a hot spot. Taylor can't hold the mark under a great deal of pressure, but he slaps it wide. Murdoch is the recipient. His horrible kick into the pocket looks for Kerr. Bounces off his chest. He butters up, though. Gets another crack at it. Tries to get away from a teammate. Cleverly handballs. But Belmont have picked up a crumb and got it out wide there to Jennings. He's tackled immediately. Going nowhere. There will be a ball up in the forward pocket Werribee in attack. They're behind 3-1. Belmont are 4-6. That's 11-point different. 13 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment second quarter.
We've had 4 games in a row, Rob, at the biggest grounds in the world. So ball goes up, punched forward by Hootsma. Running onto it was Thompson. The ball stayed in for him. Everyone stopped. He chips it over to Wood. Wood takes the mark on half back there. He's got McPherson on his own. It's a long kick out this side of the ground, so he just drives the ball along in the Evans direction. Stoyers does really well, gets to the front, brings it to ground. Only as far as Thompson again. He's wrapped up. Gets a handball away. Well done there. Handball over top to De Leon. Gets around one. Now looking forward. Spears the pass in. Looking towards Linehan Cunningham. He couldn't quite take the mark. Ball comes over the back. Runs over the boundary line. And the umpire has paid a deliberate.
Oh, no, he hasn't.
Yes, he has. He took 2 steps and ran out of room, and the umpire's paid deliberate. Is that Porter with the free kick grub? I can't see that
It's
far.
too far for me.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah, it is. It's Porter with
We've
the
got a
free kick.
replay of that.
Deep in the pocket. I've watched it then. So he's kick, centering the ball. Ball gets over the back, punch through for a minor score. So Werribee have their first score for the quarter. It's a rush behind. They move to 3-2. Trailing Belmont, who are 4-6. Belmont have kicked 1 goal, 5 this quarter, and we've gone 18.5.
Maybe a little bit of poetic justice as well, I think.
Anyway, ball brought back in. Jack Evans does well to trap it. Gets the ball back to Mitchell. Mitchell driving it long in the McPherson direction. Gets over the back. Ball comes to ground. Wood done really well to pick it up, but he's wrapped up straight away. Umpire's going to say you had prior.
I don't know when, but...
Yeah,
Anyway.
I reckon he was grabbed straight away. I think he
was.
was very, very stiff, actually.
So Daly with the resultant free kick goes out wide to that dead pocket again. McNamara there flies on his own, takes the mark, relieves the pressure again for Belmont. Was going to go short to Thompson. Probably could have used Murdoch as well, but decides he's going to go defensive side down the line in front of the scoreboard here. So on his own, big Paddy Daly's the biggest man out in the ground. I don't know where he kicks to him all the time. He comes in the middle to Stevenson. Stevenson right in the centre of the ground. And come out wide here to Camilleri. Now Camilleri loves to run and will do so. Chips ball over the top looking for Kerr. What a beautifully way to kick that was. So Kerr handballs the ball back to Camilleri. Put him under all sorts of pressure. He done well. Get the handball across to Carlton. Carlton runs around 1, runs around 2.
Gone too far.
What a fantastic chase and tackle by Brock Marnie. Brad Carlton, maybe 5 years ago you might have had a chance to get away.
Another bloke just got he never could quite get his balance, could he, which helped Marnie.
It did. So ball goes out to Mitchell, but the umpires called it back. So 1990s GDFNL footy here, where we move the ball quickly and we'll bring it back to stop play.
But you do still have to kick over the man on the mark, which is yes you do. You've got to do that.
Yeah, I know you do, mate.
He had an unfair start.
Yeah, that's
there,
if that happened.
That was good umpiring, yeah.
Anyway, Marnie goes short and finds
But we
his
don't like to
co-coach.
see it. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, no, we'd rather see it keep running on. And the handball comes out wide again. So McNamara then feeds it back. They're getting themselves a bit of trouble here. Vermeulen gets around, comes down the line looking for Evans, but Daly just comes across the back. Takes his 3rd mark in 5 minutes, and then that's a horrible kick.
No.
Oh, dear.
That's not what you want to see. Anyway, coming through now, picked up there, good handball out there. Well, wrapped up is McDonald. McDonald is gone.
Jeez, I don't know if he had a lot of prior then either.
Chesterman, you don't get out of his tackles, do you?
No, but if there's no prior...
Chesterman plays on quickly, just the up and under, looking for rain. Ball comes to ground now. Falls at the back, wrapped up there was McDonald, going nowhere. We'll have a ball up, 40 metres out from the Werribee goal.
Sutton's back on.
Sutton's back on, so good news there. 4-6-30, Belmont leading Werribee 3-2-20.
And I tell you what, Stoyers got off Evans like a store gift runner then. He just took off.
So ball spills free there. Could have been wrapped up high, but no, does well, gets the handball out. Oh, he just got swung the right way there, did Murdoch. Falls to Kerr,
Missed it.
who has missed and has gone across the face of goal. So Werribee moved to 3-3, trailing Belmont, who are 4-6. Kerr makes it onto the scoreboard.
So the middle of the ground, Murdoch for the Belmont Lions has the mark at true centre half back. He's looking for some options. Got another short one. He's got to be very good, and he wasn't.
Oh,
and that will
that's
be a
high.
free kick
That's
for high.
That's got to be high.
It wasn't, but it should have been to Werribee. Certainly taken a front-on bump there, but umpires come in and said there will be a ball up. That was definitely a kick to Linehan Cunningham. Missed by the umpires. Anyway, Evans and O'Halloran. Evans gets most of it, slaps it forward, coming through as his brother. He throws a Werribee opponent out of the way. That's Camilleri. And
Might
he'll
be
get
the
a
square
free
up.
kick. Camilleri across to Crennan. Crennan, that's a long drop punt right into the hot spot. Wind holding it up. Belmont's defence again pretty good. That's a pretty good intercept there by Patillage. Forces Belmont back again as Jennings comes out trying to win the ball. A quick kick, but that will be out of bounds on the full. And Werribee going to win the ball back. Probably too far out to score with this breeze.
I think your terminology's wrong there, Rob. That was a dead set smother. Don't worry about this new intercept crap.
Oh, sorry, a dead set smother.
It was a brilliant smother too.
So the ball's come back now, and it is Mackenzie for Werribee. Kicks into the hot spot. Plenty of bodies going up in the air. Werribee coming out, try to pick it up, but Belmont's defenders equal to the task. Quick kick forward, but it is Darryl Chesterman who's taken the mark on his chest, man. He hand passes quickly to Mackenzie, who kicks long into the goal square, off hands and through for one behind.
I can't believe that. I can't believe that. You're the captain of the side. You're a couple of goals down. Go back and kick the goal.
Yes.
He can get the distance.
The hand pass to a bloke and put him under pressure, which is the silliest part about it. They go to 3-4-22. Belmont Lions 4-6-30. They're hanging in the Werribee team, and that's another good mark to Chesterman. Plays on immediately. Ugly kick up forward. Kerr is the one underneath it. He can't quite hold the mark. Dragged away from him. Buttering up there.
There's a free, I think.
Free kick in the back.
And that's a tough one too, because he's over the ball trying to pick the ball up, and I just don't. The only thing a tackler can do is get out of the way, and then he runs in and kicks a goal.
Hurdling.
Yeah, so it's look, it's a free kick. I'm not saying it's not, but
it's like Taylor, I reckon.
Yeah, geez, it's tough to know what to do as a defender when that happens.
He straightened himself up then, Taylor, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, he's been around a while, Blake.
Back another 10 metres, thanks, Blake.
So Taylor, 45-degree angle, only about 25, 30 metres out. Leaves the boot straight, remains straight, and that's their fourth goal. And they are right in this contest, and I think Belmont might be ruining some misscoring opportunities a little early. It's 4-6 to 4-4, and we are a certain number of minutes, 24, into the second quarter.
I like that. That's good.
You could be right. Belmont have actually butchered their scoring shots at 4-6. But Werribee Central's have probably butchered their field kicking. So I reckon that evens it up. You know, if Werribee Central's field kicking, they don't butcher, and Belmont don't butcher their goal kicking, it's probably still 2 points of difference, but it's 8-8 to 6, 8-8 to 4 or something.
It's 1-4 to 1-3 this quarter, so I mean...
Yeah, it's just that neither side have quite got it right yet.
So ball back in the middle now. Evans, they just never look at the ball at all, but it falls to Ludbrook. Ludbrook comes through, gets a handball over top to McPherson. McPherson turns around the right boot, just drives Belmont long. Ball brought to ground. De Leon done really well. Gets a handball over to Sutton, who's just let go of it. And the umpire will say holding the man. He never took possession of the ball, Grub.
No, he
Smart play.
He didn't.
Smart play.
What's the decision on that ruck one? They both never went for the ball, so someone else picks it up who's not the designated ruckman.
It bounced, so they can do that.
Is that the rule, is it?
Yeah,
It bounce?
it bounces, yeah. So he chips the ball across to Kilby. Kilby goes out wider again and finds Camilleri. Camilleri goes short over top and finds Crennan, who jumped there and leaves the ball 5 feet off the ground. So Crennan goes a bit longer down the line. Back to Camilleri, who is dispossessed. Ball spills free. No, I don't reckon so. That one could have been then diving on top of him.
No, it was a free kick against him. It should be for taking the legs out.
Ball is driven forward by McNamara. Wiley in the best spot, but De Leon done really well. Handballs over to Sutton. Sutton now tries to get away. Can't. He is gone by Wiley. What a fantastic tackle there by young Andy Wiley.
An advantage and goal.
And Allett runs into an open goal. It gets his fourth for the day. The fifth for Belmont. They move to 5-6-36. Werribee 4-4-28. We have gone 26 minutes. Buckley Entertainment, second quarter.
And that really hurts them because they worked their guts out to get it up there. They kicked a couple of points. They've had most of the play for the last 5 or 6 minutes. They work hard. They get their goal after a couple of misses. And I think, right, we're back on track. And then Sutton makes a mistake like that and gets caught, and away they go.
That was un-Sutton-like too. I know about these concussion protocols, but he looked very groggy when he come off, and that was most unlike him.
Yeah, but what he's done, and I watched him, he came out, he saw an option and thought, no, I don't want that option. And by the time you take the next option in this game, you are gone. He's got to get back and say, all right, mate, let's make bugger it, let's go.
So Evans and Daly. Daly wins out, gets it in the path of Crennan. He can't quite hang on to it. It's Belmont picked up a crumb, get it quickly forward. But standing in their way is Porter for Werribee. Quick pan pass to Camilleri, who's probably somewhere near 20 possessions now. Goes forward. The umpire said that bounced before it hit the teammate. and immediately tackled while Werribee is suggesting it was a mark. I think the umpire made the right decision.
No bounce. There's not a doubt in the world.
I
Mate. You don't even have to look at the replay for that.
I think the Werribee side was claiming he slid into the tackle.
I didn't see much wrong with it.
No, neither did I.
So the umpire's done the right thing, and there will be a ball up on Evans and Daly again. Neither of them that's a little bit high, and it will be a free kick to Brad Carlton, who's had a pretty busy game again today. So Carlton drop punt into an important spot. Players going up all over the place. It's Belmont through. Evans gets a hand pass out, a quick kick down the line, but that's a good effort by Jennings to cause a change. De Leon, who's done a really good job today, kicks
There's
forward.
a free kick here somewhere. It's going to Werribee for a block or a smother.
No,
he held his hands.
Wrapped his arms around him.
And that could be
50.
That would be 50. That is undisciplined.
Yeah, that's very, very ordinary indeed. So 50 metres, the ball was just thrown in the general direction of Linehan Cunningham, not to him.
The BLT.
And the umpire was all over that.
Which foot?
He might as well kick with his middle.
So he is obviously directly in front. The man on the mark is on the goal line. And this might be the little confidence booster he needs. He's had a few shockers so far today. So Bryce Linehan, Cunningham, first game back for a month, right through the middle. Werribee 5-4, Belmont 5-6. With 28 and a half minutes, Buckley's Entertainment second quarter.
You call them shockers, and they probably are. But I'm glad for him that he's actually near the footy and getting hold of it after a month of not playing.
Let's get his hands to it.
Yeah, and so that means if you would hope for him that as the game goes on, he gets rid of that rust. But I didn't understand the umpire's call. He called with the arm. I know that's not good for radio.
Reach behind him.
Yeah,
grabbed him.
I don't know. I mean, the free kick was there, but I didn't understand his call.
Anyway, Evans and Daly do battle again. Evans just taps that one down to Ludbrook. Ludbrook trying to get through, still can't do it. Daly comes in, chops him off, done really well. The big ruckman gets a handball out to Camilleri. Camilleri swings on the right boot. That's a great kick. Finds Leonard. Leonard now just inside the centre square, turns around, plays on, drives Werribee long into attack. Ball gets over the back, brought to ground. Chesterman leads in the race for it. Chopped off there by Evans. Evans has a bit of support there from teammates, wrapped up in a tackle, and we'll have a ball up about 40 metres out from the Werribee goal. 2 points adrift.
That's not actually having a go at the umpire.
No.
That's just saying that I'm a dumb bastard.
No, it just means you don't understand.
Yeah.
You understand. That's okay, mate. So the ball goes up. Halloran wins that one down. It's Carlton. Carlton on the right boot, but sport there by Vermeulen. Vermeulen's gone back, but now picked up by, was that Carlton again? Run through and pick that one up. I'll tell you what, that's a fantastic effort by Brad Carlton, who now has his first for the day and has put Werribee in front. So
on the
Buckley's Entertainment. I just hit the wrong button anyway, so it doesn't matter. 5, 6, that's 4.
There's a bit of activity not far away from here, which might disappoint you two blokes. You don't barrack for the Cats, but they're 100 points up at half-time against West Coast.
Oh, well, even Carlton beat them. I tell you, young Brad Carlton, he's one of the better players on the ground at the moment. As I said before, he's had some injuries. When he came out of the under-18s, he won the first 2 senior best and fairest.
Yep.
And he's just getting back. If he can get back to his best, Werribee could go a fair way because he's a terrific kid.
So back in the middle now, Daly and Evans. Daly and Hoosma, sorry. Daly wins that one down to Crennan, who was wrapped up. No, it wasn't Crennan, actually.
I'll betcha.
It was Mackenzie.
I'll betcha his nana's listening too back home in Werribee. Monica, one of the matriarchs of the Werribee Centrals. G'day, Mon.
Daly wins that one down quite easily. Jack Evans taps it back over the top, coming through. Can't pick the ball up there. Now Stoyers has it. He's overrun it. Coming through Ludbrook. Ludbrook just tunnels one out the back, but only as far as Mackenzie. Mackenzie feeds a handball out. And holding the ball has been paid. It's stiff, but Jennings, the recipient of the free kick here, he goes in short. Not a great kick to Thompson, put him under all sorts of pressure. That man, Carlton, goes over to Camilleri, probably the 2 best players on the ground. Goes to Pattyards. Pattyards on the left foot, measures it beautifully. Gets through the hands of McDonald. Slips over in the middle there. Must be a little bit muddy, but he does well. Recovers. Off on his knees, he gets the ball out to Leonard. Done really well there. It looks like he might have hurt himself then. So back to Daly. Daly now drives the ball long for Werribee. Can't be long to go. McNamara comes across. Mark spoilt. So quick feed out, handball at the back. Vermeulen now just drives it straight back down the line and finds McDonald at centre half forward.
Is that Smith an idiot? Is Crennan playing?
So
third best on the ground, Smithy.
There we go. He's gone the barrel after the siren. Anyway, the siren sounds. I don't think it would have counted. So Half time here at St Albans Reserve sees Werribee 6 goals 440, leading Belmont 5-6-36. Goal kickers so far. McDonald and Taylor both have 2 for Werribee. Linehan, Cunningham and Carlton have 1 apiece. For Belmont, Allett has 4 of their 5 and Ben Evans has the other. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back just after to give a wrap-up of the first half. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. to our viewers and listeners. Intriguing second half about to unfold before us. Currently, Werribee hold a 2-point advantage over Belmont. 4-point advantage, over Belmont. Grubby, thoughts on the first half, my friend?
Well, I thought Belmont had the best of most of the first half. They were in front early. They stayed in front, and it wasn't until the last 10 or 12 minutes of the second quarter that Werribee actually got their running game going and stopped actually butchering the footy. When they run and move, they'll win the game.
Yep.
But if Belmont can keep them not doing that, which they've done that for a quarter and a half, then Belmont will win the game. And that's what it comes down to. You know, obviously there's some pretty good players on both sides. Who's number 66 for Belmont?
Sheriff.
Now, Sheriff's done a magnificent job. Hasn't had a lot of the footy, but young Camelo Saliba, the winner of the Wayne Tolkien medal, hasn't touched it much. But look out, because he's a bloody dangerous kid and a bloody good footballer. So he's got his work cut out for him, but he's doing a good job at the moment. Kirker's been all right. Camilleri, he's one of the best. Brad Carlton's back to his best almost. Crennan's okay. But I think the turning point halfway through that quarter was Daly.
Yeah,
he really got on top. Not only did he get on top, but he took 4, 5, maybe 6 marks on his own and overpacks. He was the difference to get the ball moving. But I'll tell you what, Belmont will go back to that footy where they stop and start. And if they continue that, then they'll get into the lead, I think.
And you're right, mate. You did say before the game, Daly's not known for his marking around the ground. Well, he had that patch. Anyway, third quarter underway here at St Albans Reserve. Ball up in the air. So Hootsma and Daly. Daly just belts at one forward. Thompson leads in the race. Crennan does his best to burst through, but that man Carlton comes through, does it well. Handballs out to Chessman. Just missed the target. Picked up there by Camilleri. Drives him forward. Goes over the back. Falls through the hands of Taylor there. He probably nearly could have taken that one, but the ball stayed in play. Now out of bounds. So her boundary line throw in just next to the behind post. Werribee. 20 seconds into this third quarter.
I'll show him the replay. I think it might have bounced off the front of his chest.
It went straight through his hands like a nip.
Onto his chest.
It was like a three-pointer, mate, straight through the hands. Anyway, ball thrown in here. Hootsma and O'Halloran. O'Halloran just gets a secondary tap over to Carlton. Carlton feeds a handball out. Falls in the hands of McDonald. He throws on the boot and has missed. So 6-5 to the Werribee side now. We have gone 50 seconds in this third quarter here. So Braden Eddy, charged with the kicking in duties. Runs outside the square now on that left foot, drives Belmont long. Geez, that wind's got hold of that, hadn't it? Pushed it right across. Out in front of all players. As he's played on, it's bounced and gone over. I think that if it doesn't get touched any time, mate, like that, it should be a free kick, like the old days.
Yeah, well, what do they make the rule? If you actually plan on running to the square, that doesn't happen. Yeah. So if you kick it from in the square and it does that, it's still a free kick.
Yeah.
Why would you ever kick it from in the square? Well, they don't, do they? Don't.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. So, ball to be thrown back in now. Daly and Hootsman to do battle far side of the ground here. Daly in front, just taps the ball over the back. Only as far as Wilson. Wilson throws it on the left boot towards Vermeulen and De Leon. Marnie comes through, can't take it with him. Ball falls back to him, goes for a quick kick, dispossessed. Ball hits the deck. Umpire says that's a push in the back.
Set a sling tackle.
And we'll have a free kick here to Jack Evans. I think it was actually in the back, not a sling tackle, but very animated. So Evans goes out wide looking for Allett. Why wouldn't he? He's been hot. Too high, chop of the arms. Take your pick.
I'll tell you what, he's got a few tiggies, Allett, that way.
Yeah, plays on immediately, drives the ball forward in the Wood direction. Wood flies from the back, does well to get a hand to it, but runs out of space, which is pretty hard to do here at St Albans Grub.
Well, if you kick it wide, it's going to eventually. There's got to be a fence somewhere over there, even though I can't see it from here. Even with me long-range glasses on. It's a big, big ground.
And the binoculars strapped to your face.
Yeah.
2.5 minutes gone at the Grandy Cyclone Sport. Third quarter here. 5 points the margin, favouring Werribee. So Ben Evans and a Daly to do battle. Ben Evans just grabs it out of the air. Tries to feed a handball across. It's chopped off. Kick forward here. Chessman running on with it. Throws a middle. A great smother that was there by Sheriff. Ball comes out through to Wilson. Wilson gets a handball up to Jack Evans. He swings onto the left boot. Drives Belmont forward in the Mitchell direction. Ball gets over the back. Knocked out. Marnie does well. Picks it up. Feeds a handball across to Mitchell. Mitchell throws the ball on the right boot. And Camilleri in the best spot, but he's outpointed.
Outpointed that time, yeah.
Outpointed here.
Don't ask me, because it's a long way away.
I can't quite see who's got it. Can't quite see it. It might be Murdoch with it, but anyway, he's gone in short now. Great kick to Wood. Wood puts her hands up. Spoiled. Could have been a free kick, not paid. Ball comes out wide now. Murdoch for Werribee goes short, only as far as Jennings of Belmont, who picks the ball up. Handball's in the middle here. So quick kick out here. Nice kick looking for Thompson. Thompson takes the mark. So he plays on quickly, chips it in short. I don't think it was intended for Eddie, but he's ended up with the ball. So Eddie goes out wide. Doesn't quite have the carry on to get there, but Murdoch does really well. Picks it up. Goes to Sutton. Sutton comes down the line here. Mitchell flies. Can't take the mark. Taps the ball forward again. Eddie tries to stop and get on that left foot. Can't quite do so. Is he over the ball? The umpire said no. Quick kick out. Murdoch's kick smothered. Picked up by McPherson. McPherson goes in short looking for the coach for Mullen. But runs out of room and the ball goes out of bounds in front of the Belmont coach's box.
I think he was over the ball, but I just reckon the umpire thought he got it out in time, and that's fair enough because that's what keeps the game moving.
Well, they were all standing up around it, weren't they?
Yeah, so he got it out and kept it moving. Good play and good umpiring.
3 wise men over baby Jesus there, mate. So it was like. So the ball to be thrown back in now. Evans gets to the front, Ben that is, just tries to kick it off the ground. Unsuccessful, running through Mitchell. Dispossessed. Ball comes out through to De Leon, who's done well. He has a bounce. Looking down the ground, has a second bounce. Has to handball it over top to Linehan Cunningham. He's knocked over after the ball, but anyway, umpire said no. Back to Linehan Cunningham, who throws it on the right boot. Nice looking kick there. Could have been a free kick to either or, but umpire made the right one and said play on. So Evans now. Jack runs through. Handballs the ball out here to McDonald. McDonald's tackled by Kerr. Goes over the top again. Gets through the legs of Thompson. Mitchell does well. Gets the handball away. But Murdoch's quick to recover. Ball heading towards the boundary line. He's done well. Kept it in. The ball has stayed in play right in front of the commentary box. Chesterman does really well. Ball's touched off the boot. McDonald handballs over to Eddie. Eddie has Jennings running for him through the middle. Not a great kick off the boot, but it's out in front of Fisher. He can run. He does well. Gets straight through. Well done by Fisher. On the left foot, drives forward. Sutton takes the mark.
The rules of the game just saved that kid from hospital.
Absolutely, they did. So Sutton plays on, drives Werribee out wide. Nice looking kick. So handball over the top here. Finds its way to Crennan. Crennan doesn't quite get it, but he then fumbles it. Does well, picks it up in the end. Feeds a handball back towards Gibson. Gibson handballs through the middle again. Done well. Picked up there by Stoyer. Stoyer's kick lands in the hands of Kerr. What can Kerr do here? I wanted to play on, take 3 bounces and kick a goal, but he decides just to play on, go long down the line here. Hootsma filling the hole, comes across. Running out of space here, and no, the ball has been kept in. Good little handball. Finds its way there to Eddie. Eddie goes short and finds Ludbrook. Ludbrook now for Belmont. Still inside defensive 50 here. Chips it in short and finds Jennings. So Jennings still 40 out from his own goal. Looking at his options. Pretty stagnant up the ground. Couple of short leads off it. Goes out towards Evans. Evans and Crennan. That's probably a good mismatch to go to.
Goliath.
David and Goliath, yes. So Jack Evans now. Needs to work into the game a bit more, I would have thought, Grubb.
Yeah.
And he just chips the ball over the top, and the biggest man on the ground takes the mark. So Grubby called for Paddy Daly to start taking marks. He has. Not a great kick. Puts Camilleri under pressure, but he's equal to it. Gets the handball back to Daly. And as sling tackle has been paid afterwards, which was there, and Camilleri's a little bit hurt. I reckon he might report him here.
Well, it shouldn't go to Camilleri. It should have been down the ground, which doesn't matter. It's in the same spot.
It was behind him. I think he's reported him here for the sling tackle.
No, he would have sent him off.
Oh, okay. Oh, so he kept reaching for the back pocket, so, but no.
Going for the hanky.
Going for the hanky. Going for the spare whistle. He chips it out wide. De Leon now. Far side of the ground, centre wing. 7 minutes ticked over to Grandy Cycling Sport, third quarter. He just drives it long down the line at the back, picked up there. And players force the ball over the boundary line. We'll have a ball up. So, looks like it's going to be O'Halloran and Hootsma. O'Halloran gets to the front. Hootsma does really well to go to the back and go the big fist, but only as far as Crennan. Crennan ends up with a 1-2, gets the ball back, throws on the left boot, drives forward for Werribee. Nearly a great mark there, but the umpires paid a free kick for holding the man. So,
hate those ticky touchwards ones. You know, blokes holding each other. You never really know who's holding each other.
No, you don't.
You know, it could go either way, and it's real bad for a backman when it goes the other way.
The big ruckman comes in now. Not a great kick off the boot. Goes right across the face of goal. And Pates has just texted me, and how to get Fisher out of Wilson. I said, I don't know. They've both got 6 letters in it. But anyway, so long down the line, Wiley seems to be the target here. And does well, gets to the front, takes the mark. Another one needs to get into the game a little bit for Belmont.
Yeah, he's
So
had a
Andy
good
Wiley.
year.
Andy Wiley comes along right from the commentary box here. McNamara gets to the front. What a fantastic grab that is.
I'll be paying that every day of the week.
Absolutely. Mitchell wants the quick handball, and that's where it goes to. So Mitchell looks further up the ground, spears it into Marnie. Marnie puts her hands up, can't quite take the mark. Stevenson was running through, gets a handball away, but Wiley intercepts again. He's tackled as he kicks the ball. Sutton leads in the race. Does well to control it, gets it in front of him, drives it long down the line. It's a 3-on-1, 2-on-1 situation out there. More help now arriving the former McDonald, who's quicker than anyone else there. But Camilleri, recipient of the bouncing ball, tries to chip it over the top. Does well in the end. Handball over the top here to Chesterman. Chesterman coming through. Mitchell went to tackle. Couldn't quite get there. Goes long down the line. Could have made a free kick almost to Saliba for a bit of a push, but Sheriff done really well getting back. Knocks it out, but only as far as Pattiage. Pattiage now has time on the left foot. Drives Werribee long. And has just missed to the right-hand side. So Werribee move on to 6-6, leading Belmont, who are 5-6, and we have gone 9.5.
Was that O'Halloran in the... No, Daly.
Daly's in...
Daly just watched it go through, ready to clap. I don't think he knew where he was.
Well, he's a ruckman, mate, so he's probably lost.
Yeah, he was lost.
Anyway, the ball to be brought back in by Eddie. Eddie just chips over top, and very, very nice kick there. Finds Murdoch. Murdoch handballs it back to Eddie, who's continued to run. He goes short down the line looking for Wiley. Gets through his hands. Comes over back to Ludbrook. Ludbrook done well, but was chopped off there by Crennan. Crennan goes long towards Daly. Puts the big arms up. Can't quite take the mark. Great tap there by McDonald. Finds Saliba. Saliba's kick smothered off the boot. Really well done there. Coming through was Murdoch the Belmont, but McDonald done well here. He gets it on the boot. Quick kick forward towards Leonard. The ball's punched away from him. Saliba grabs the ball out of the air. Wrapped up quickly by Sheriff. And we will have a ball up.
They've got to get Saliba into the game. He just showed a bit there. They've got to get him in. They haven't won many games, Werribee Centrals, without Saliba kicking 3, 4 or 5. So if they can do that, that'll win them the game if they can get this kid into the game.
Anyway, ball thrown up. Gets out in front of Ludbrook, who picks it up now. Well, doesn't dispossess. Knocked off the ball. The umpires say, no, play on. Thought I heard a whistle. Obviously a netball whistle coming over. I was thinking, what have they picked out here? They picked out nothing, which is good umpiring.
No.
So Halloran and Evans to do battle. Neither of them really wins, but Evans gets on the second attempt. Ball hits the ground. Saliba overruns it. Coming through is McNamara. Gets a handball out to Vermeulen. Vermeulen just throws it on the boot. Leonard on his own here should take the mark and does. Pressure from Wiley was good. Didn't give away a free kick. It didn't matter in the end because he's taken the mark.
He had the box seat all the way, didn't he?
He did. So Ben Leonard drives Werribee long into attack. Ball gets over the back there. Spills free. And goes through. Evans done really well to get that to McNamara.
Can't let that happen.
McNamara goes out wide. Ball mark has been taken on the far side of the ground. A little slow to get up here. Might have got one in the hip. So it's a quick stop in play now. So was it? That's looks like that's Wilson out there this time.
They got Bryce Cunningham coming back onto the ground. I think he's more of a chance to take that big mark in the square than anybody else there.
You're probably right. So Wilson drives Belmont long down a half forward. Sutton sets himself. Ball comes to the ground. Over the back, picked up there by De Leon, who's actually been very good today, Grub, after I thought he hadn't been great all day, but he's been good. So anyway, handball comes through the middle. Quick handball by Marnie. Good handball by Allett over the top. Coming back the other way. Ball gets belted towards Chesterman. Camilleri just picks it up and waltzes through. Handballs over the top, breaks it right open. Pattiage coming through, goes to Crennan. Crennan now looks up for a leading target. Hasn't got one.
Someone there.
But Saliba does eventually come out. He could have been tripped. The umpire said no, it was in the field of play.
I tell you what, De Leon then, he gave the handball and I thought, was it necessary? But once he gave the handball, then he put on the shepherd, and then it was necessary for a pressure free kick.
Yep, so ball thrown up, 35 out from goal. Evans does well, wins that one. But it's wrapped up straight away, and we'll have a repeat of what has just happened. So 40 out from goal. Goes up. O'Halloran wins it and then hacks one out of mid-air, only as far as Mackenzie. Mackenzie's wrapped up in a tackle, brought to ground, 45 metres out from Werribee's goal. We have gone 13 and a half minutes to Greenie Cycling Sport third quarter here at St Albans Reserve. So free kick's been paid too high to O'Halloran.
Oh.
I think that was there, mate. The initial contact was high.
It was there. It's, they're all them ones are all a little bit. They're all a little bit stiff, but look, the umpires have paid them all day. They've been very, very consistent in that area. It was there, and it gives him. Well, after you kicked that last one, you wouldn't give him much of a
Daly
chance
kicked
of kicking
that last
this
one. Daly kicked that mongrel punt. Yeah, I better say mongrel punt this time.
I reckon he's had a shot too. That was a shocker.
So O'Halloran coming in to be kicking just inside 50. Crosses the line now, and you're right, Grubbers pushed it very far right, and resultant out of bounds on the full. And, bit of feeling down there at the moment. They're sort of targeting Saliba as the ball gets down there, mate, any chance they get.
Well, I think that started a couple of weeks ago.
McNamara came in then and just sort of let him know all about it. And,
when a kid kicks a lot of goals, that's their only way to go.
So Eddie plays on, runs around. Carlton done really well, gets a hand, but the ball still gets over to Mitchell. Mitchell swings on the right foot, goes to McPherson, gets a handball out.
What?
And umpires paid a free kick, and everyone stopped, so we're going to let it go. Kilby and Thompson just getting to know each other. Vermeulen comes in and says, here's my number as well. So ball long down here. Mitchell out in space at the back. He can keep running here. Come across well.
Down
the ground. That is a ridiculous effort
down
by...
the ground.
Ridiculous effort there by Stevenson, giving away a free kick that wasn't necessary. The ball had already gone. And they've gone through, kicked the goal. I didn't see who kicked that one in the end. I think it might have been Wilson, was it? Comes through at the back. Evans, was it Ben Evans? Ben Evans gets his second, gets the sixth to Belmont. Grubby, another one of those free kicks, mate. We're all tied up at 6:42. 15 minutes gone.
Well,
third quarter.
In such a tight game, you cannot afford to give it down the ground free kick like that. I mean, the Belmont boys rushed in and had a go. And they should have been clapping him saying thank you very much.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't nasty. It didn't hurt. It was just plain stupidity from a kid who's had such a terrific year. And I think they get the runner at him and say, don't worry about it, all right, you've done that. Pay us back by some good footy, just like Mitchie Bib did last week.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's what the name of the game is.
So back in the middle now, we've got Evans and Daly. Evans does win that one down and gets the bounce back the other way. Goes to Thompson. Thompson feeds it over the top in front. Great pick up there, but going nowhere was Marnie. And we'll have a ball up. True centre half forward here. Belmont's attacking end. Welcome back, Snick.
Yeah, good, Dan, for those of you interested. Winchell leading 14-7 at quarter time in the A-grade netball
mate.
against Corio.
Yeah, no, I appreciate
That's a kick forward there by Mackenzie for Werribee out into space. Kerr is running towards it, but first there is actually Saliba kicks it beautifully into the middle of the ground.
Oh, he can
Patiage has kicked it to Kerr. He dropped an easy mark, and he's lost control of the ball. Quick hand pass out, releases a Belmont defender. He's tackled immediately. Kerr's got a chance to... Might have got a little trip there. The umpire said carry on. It's a hand pass back, and it's Jennings for Belmont.
That could be deliberate. I think he's going to pay deliberate.
He's wobbled it forward, but over the line, and the umpire as well.
Oh, that's down the ground.
It will be.
No, it's not.
Oh,
if you're going to pay him all day, mate.
Oh, that was an odd hand pass from Evans, and he's to Kerr, and he's had a quick snap with the left foot. There's a lot happened in a short period of time there, and it all means that it's a point to Werribee. It takes them to the lead, 6-7 to 6-6, and we are 17 minutes into this third quarter. Who was sponsoring the third quarter, gentlemen?
De Greenie Cycling Sports, mate.
That's where you need consistency. A down-the-ground free kick, which was there for a Belmont goal. A down-the-ground free kick was there, was let go. You have to be consistent.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't care who's playing.
Well, you both called it, so that makes sense. So there's a long kick out of defence there after that by Wilson. That's a good pair of hands, not quite held there by Evans. The umpires let it go on. It's wobbled towards the boundary line, and it will be a ball up.
Jeez,
just inside on the far side of the ground.
You have to hold on to him, but I thought Evans just about did then. He brought it a long way down.
He's lost the battle with Daly in the ruck. Quick kick forward, going out towards the boundary line. It will bounce, but it's come back into the line of play. Jack Evans is there, picks it up, can't get away from his opponent. The ball's bobbed out the back again. De Leon is going to be first there. He's tackled immediately, and the ball has been thrown
deliberate
over the boundary line. Has he called it deliberate?
Deliberate.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway, Ball to be brought back in. Long kick down the line here whilst Nick gets his voice back. Good fly from the back there. Couldn't quite hold on. Ball tapped towards the boundary line again. Kept in play there by Thompson. Thompson gets a handball forward towards Jack Evans. He's dispossessed straight away. So Werribee now with the ball. Get a quick handball away. Comes through middle of good hands. Finds Camilleri. Camilleri just waltzes round one. Not a great kick off the boot and will
out
on the full. So the free kick now will go to Wilson for Belmont, who I was calling Fisher for the first half. Fisher and Wilson. Wilson Phillips. We're going well here. So Wilson now will bring the ball in. Very mild numbers, Nick, 236. So goes long down the line here. Bathwater, good hands. Couldn't quite take the mark there. Was Hootsma. Feeds a handball out wide. It's too wide and goes out of bounds.
The Daly's done a pretty good job. The Belmont big fellas haven't really had an influence around the ground, Grubby.
No, but you've gone too early. You said he's lost the battle. He may be losing it a bit, but a bloke like Jed Evans, he don't give up, and there's still a quarter and a bit to go. Don't worry.
You're quite right. The ball's been thrown in. The two just mentioned went for it. Evans wins most, follows up, can't lay a tackle. Belmont have got the ball. Quick kick back across the body by Jennings into the pocket, but it's going to run out of bounds. Just near the scoreboard, which shows Werribee 1 point in front, 19.5 minutes into the De Grande Sport and Cycle third quarter. So not a very pretty game to watch this, as it's just a tense final battle. A lot of mistakes made, but both sides are pretty fair dinkum. That's very obvious. Jennings and Daly. Evans did a lot wrong then. Probably could have given a free kick away. The umpire said carry on. Not going too far. Players tackling, strag to the ground. The umpire will have another ball up. Just forced it 5 metres forward Belmont's way. It's about 70 metres around from their goal. Jammed up against the boundary line on the Boundary Road side of the ground.
There's a leak and sprinkler out there, Grob. That one wet patch.
One little wet patch. Up the ball goes.
Smithy.
This time Dwyer gets it over the back of the pack, but not really helping his team too much.
If it is, I'll be keeping well away from it.
Bit of urea.
Oh, dear me.
He said it's not pretty footy. You're right, but if it is pretty footy, I think Werribee win the game. So that's what Belmont are playing. They're trying to keep it from not being too pretty. Suits them.
Daly wins another tap out, still not going anywhere. Evans gets a crumb. He's tackled immediately and not going anywhere. That was Jed Evans, the ruckman. We've got both the other Evanses deep in the forward pocket waiting for the ball to come back to them. Daly again, this time to De Leon. He's just dispossessed straight away. Comes out, it's Carlton. He can't get away. De Leon gets another go.
No. That's not holding the ball.
The umpire has said it was, and that was actually Camilleri, and I don't agree with it either. Anyway, Belmont have the kick.
50. Now, that's ridiculous football.
Did you see that 50?
No,
Robbie?
but you don't care. If you give a 50 away, it's either mouthing off or running across the mark, and it's both ill-discipline.
Probably 3 they've had today at least at crucial times, and this puts the player within kicking distance. I'm trying to figure out who has got the ball. Is that for Mulan?
See what it was for, Tyler?
Kane says he's got the ball.
I think it's for Mulan. He's right underneath the power pole.
Yeah, but I've got
him up.
Yeah.
The light
Looks like Brenny. Looks like Brenny.
So we'll presume it's him because he's a long way away deep in that pocket. He runs in, leaves the boot. The umpire is a little way to the left, one behind only. So scores are tied up again, 43 apiece, coming up to the 22-minute mark into the De Grande Sport and Cycle third quarter.
Was Ludbrook. So the ball brought back in quickly, coming down the line here. Players fly Wood in front, couldn't quite take it. Porter done well, dove in at ground level. There'll be no free kick there, but he could be done for holding the ball because he did dive on it, but the ball does spill free at the back to Mitchell. Mitchell goes over top looking for Thompson. McKenzie's there as well for, that's a bit high.
That's too high, umpire.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit high there
I don't mind.
by Justin Porter, a little bit crude. So Brad Mitchell for Belmont now. Looking his options long down the ground. Plays on. Drives them forward, but no one home. Gets over the back there. One-handed attempt, not what you really wanted. Picked up there. I can't even see who it is, and it's a.
He's happy. He was 36.
That was Wilson. Josh Wilson has his first. I couldn't see all the players in front of me. He has the seventh for Belmont. They moved to 7-7-49, leading Werribee 6-7-43. We've gone 23 minutes to Grande Cycle and Sport.
Wow, that was probably the worst piece of football I've seen all day. You just can't be 30 metres clear on your own and go up and put the hand out, and then it travels towards the Belmont goal. I mean, even if you can't mark it or punch it, but with one hand up like that, you're always going to be in awful trouble. I couldn't see who it was, and I'm glad I didn't. But it was just terrible football.
Yeah, good opportunist pick up by Wilson. A good snap across the body, and it's got his team back in front by that goal, 49-43. As we start that ball coming back from the TAFE grounds next door.
Going into the kindergarten.
Goes in there quite a lot.
I think their problem is that I think Werribee probably controlled the first 10 or 12 minutes of the quarter and didn't break away, didn't score the goals. You know, and all of us, and in GDFL footy, each team has their little time, don't they? And when you have that time, you got to kick the goals. And Belmont's just probably taken back control in the last 5 and kicked a couple or kicked one, and probably should have kicked another. They're both their own worst enemies actually here today.
Well, Belmont did in the second quarter.
Yeah, if you were sitting back at Bannockburn or Thompson, you'd be saying, well, gee, they're not playing this good of football. I know things change, but I just think they're each their own worst enemies.
Spare footy's made its way out.
So Halloran and Hootsma in the ruck this time, waiting for the ball. It's been a long break. So it's Hootsma who goes up high, gets tapped forward. No player can pick it up, but Werribee now have the ball. They've lost possession. Mitchell comes through, slaps it on the boot very quickly. It's going to get into the hands of Camilleri, who's done a very good job across to Stevenson. He hand passes backwards. Oh, that's a very good opportunity. Great little late bump has released some pressure. That's a great effort there by Mitchell. He evades a tackler and kicks into... Evans fell over, but he was so far in front that he was able to get back on his feet and win a chest mark as Sutton was bearing down him from behind. So this is Ben Evans. He'll be about 30 metres out directly in front. Another example of his strength playing the part in that contest. Leaves the boot pretty well. He's very, very happy indeed. And that's Belmont's 8. 8-7-55. Werribee Central's 6-7-43. To Grandy Sport and Cycle, third quarter.
Well, that's just beautiful football. Stoyers gets the footy, does absolutely nothing wrong, but the closing speed for a bump. Now, nine times out of 10 these days, we don't see the bump. But that was a beautiful bump. I think you called it a little bit late, but it wasn't. It was a beautiful bump that put him off his kick as he kicked it. And as I say, Stoyers did no wrong, but the bump on him at top speed has made him kick it across the ground. And then the pick-up, the pass... Oh, beautiful, beautiful football.
And the slip and the get back up.
The whole lot was beautiful football from the time that the Stoyers was bumped as he kicked it.
So back in the middle now, Halloran Hootsma. Hootsma gets up over the top, but the umpire's whistle has gone.
Someone's running the square.
And someone's running the square.
And it looks like Stevenson, I think.
This under 14 football, this.
Jeez, they're throwing it away if they're going to... You can't do that. I haven't seen that once this year.
No, I don't think I have either.
No. Anyway, Hootsman's got the resultant free kick in the centre of the ground here. He just chips the ball out to Evans. Evans can run if he likes, but he decides not to. No, sorry, Ludbrook can run if he wanted to, but he decided not to and gave Chesterman a chance to get over and close. Now he finds Wilson. So Wilson out in front of the scoreboard here, Boundary Road side. St Albans Reserve, he runs around that left foot, drives it very, very long, beautiful kick. Evans gets to the front again and takes another great mark. So, Ben Evans, I reckon you always took a step around there, Grub.
Oh, that's all right. You get put back. You be put back.
I thought I would have called play on. That's what I meant.
When they're lining up for goals, they don't normally. They say, yeah, come back here, mate.
Ben Evans comes in now. It's a short stab into it. That's a great kick. Wow. That is very undisciplined. Finds Vermeulen.
Well, what was funny about it, Sprite, is when he went to play on, that's who he was aiming for.
Yeah.
And he remained unattended for the next 10 seconds.
Just speared it straight into him. Beautiful kick. So Brent Vermeulen here to open this game up to a 3-goal margin. Not a big goal kicker in his career, but that'll do the job for his side. That's the 9th for Belmont. They move to 9-7, leading Werribee, who are 6-7, and we have gone 27.5 to Grandy Cycle and Sport, third quarter.
Well, I think that's just the classic case of Evans takes the mark, he'll go back, he'll kick the goal, and we don't worry about whoever else is running around.
Yeah.
And Vermeulen was left right on his own. The mark itself, Sutton had got himself in front. As a forward, I just don't think he's learnt to be able to place his body. He could have placed his body between him and Evans coming out. He couldn't quite do it, and Evans swallowed it. But as I say, I think they all thought, well, he'll kick the goal, kick 4 goal. And here's Vermeulen sitting on his own in the pocket, which In the last 6 minutes, Werribee Centrals have lost the plot. They have dead set lost the plot and don't look like it.
So Hootsma goes up, wins it. The umpire's blown the whistle, and the boundary umpire has called someone running over the line again.
Again?
The Werribee Central's midfielders are shaking their heads in disbelief, but the boundary umpire's definitely called it and taken off. Anyway, short kick, it's gone forward, and Mitchell has it. His neat little pass goes forward and finds a teammate there, kicks forward looking for Evans, but coming out in front of him to take the mark, I think, is that Porter?
Gibson. No, Gibson's a centre back. They all look the same, don't they?
Yeah, they all three of them.
Yeah, you're right with Porter, mate.
Yeah, Porter it was. So he's horrible kick into the pocket, but it's a teammate gets it on the second bounce and quickly kicks forward, and Camilleri marks half-back flank. He'd be getting somewhere near 30 possessions. A very good game from him this afternoon. It's a long bomb down the line looking for Linehan Cunningham, punched away from him. Chesterman is first there to get a crumb. He can't get away from the pack. Belmont, I think that was Marnie, tried to kick it forward. Teammate there tackled immediately. I don't think he had prior possession, and the umpire has correctly called the ball up. 18-point lead now to the Lions. Not far away from three-quarter time. We're about to hit the 30-minute mark.
Well, they need three-quarter time to come because they've lost the plot, Centrals.
Yeah, they really need to get a bit of a chat from the coach. Quick kick forward from them, heading down towards Kerr. He's in a 2-on-1 situation. He was possibly held, but no, he wasn't. Belmont have done well, used that advantage they had, got it forward, and that's a mark there by Hootsma, I reckon, who's stayed down the ground. Lovely little kick from him into and finds Marnie. Marnie's a beautiful left foot kick. He's probably on the 50-metre line where he is.
Was that a mark or a free?
He hand passes across to Jennings.
It don't matter.
No, sorry, Harry Thompson it is, and he's run past, taken that handball and kicked truly from 40 metres on the run, and that takes them to 10-7-67, Werribee 6-7-43. You're right, and that's siren.
I told you they needed it. But I couldn't actually understand what happened. Marnie took the first grab, then the Werribee Centrals bloke touched the footy, and then Marnie took the second grab. I'm just wondering if he paid the free kick for front-on contact, maybe.
Or chopping arms.
Yeah, because it definitely wasn't a mark, because his touch was in the middle. But it didn't matter, because they're just swarming all over him. You know, and every time they actually get half a chance to get it back to the centre, some idiot runs in the square. There's got to be something done about that.
It's like bowling no balls, mate. Shouldn't happen anyway. Back in the middle now, Hootsma goes up against Dudley. Hootsma wins that one down. Gets through the hands of Murdoch. Murdoch butters up, and there is the siren. So, three-quarter time. So, his Belmont Lions, 10-7-67, leading Werribee 6-7-43. Goal kickers for the game so far. Allett still has 3. 4. Ben Evans has 3. 1 each to Wilson, Vermeulen and Thompson. And for Werribee, we have 2 to McDonald, 2 to Taylor, 1 each to Bryce Linehan Cunningham and 1 to Brad Carlton. We'll take a short break here, and you're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. Back to St Albans Reserve, to our listeners and viewers. A burst of a bit of power showing in the last few minutes there, Grub, and this game has blown open to a 24-point lead to the Belmont Lions.
Well, Werribee had their chances in the first half of the quarter. They controlled the play, they had it in their forward line, but they couldn't kick goals because the Belmont Lions' defence was just impenetrable. They were fantastic. Early in the game, when the ball hit the deck, Werribee forwards, the little forwards, were getting it and kicking goals or sometimes points. But when the ball hit the deck in that third quarter, the Belmont defence were all over it. They came out of defence time and time again. And as we said during the call, you always get your chance. And when Belmont got their chance, which I might add was given to a plate on a little bit by 2 running the squares, if that's the case. 2 goals there and they're only 3 goals up. But they took their opportunities and they kicked the goals. Evans started to look real dangerous down forward. Werribee Centrals dropped the bag a bit. They didn't pick up blokes because they thought blokes were going to have shots, and they just did everything a good football side shouldn't do when Belmont got their run on. So hopefully for them, at 3/4 time, they regather and they can play their first half of the quarter like they did. If they can kick some goals, we've got a game on. But if it goes the other way and Belmont continue in the way that they are playing, then the game will be all over halfway through the last quarter.
5-1 to 3 behind that quarter.
Yeah, and they should have had 2 or 3 early. So... But I just can't understand. I don't know. I don't know. That's junior footy stuff. They're running the square.
You are right, mate. It is.
Jopper,
It is.
Who running the square?
We're trying to find out who ran in the square. Yeah, twice in a row. So anyway, 24-point margin here. 30 minutes of football to go. As we say, the winner will advance to the second semi-final next week to take on East Geelong. The loser will play the winner of Thompson and Bannockburn from tomorrow. So, remember, we are back here covering the game tomorrow, on air from 1:15. If Dale turns up. What's wrong, Grub?
Well, I tell you what, if he does, I'm not wiping. No, I won't say that.
Dale can sit outside and call it from a chair down the front.
He can do the old Fano trick. Put the
on the roof.
On the roof, put the rails up, and away you go.
Do you want him on the roof?
He's not coming in here.
Do you want him on the roof?
Well, if he goes on the roof, he might end up in here.
Might have some guttering needed. Anyway, just waiting for players to settle. Looks like the boundary has been cleared.
Now let's watch this line.
Torquay are leading by a point with 7 minutes gone, apparently. I haven't even looked yet. So anyway, what's the AFL scores while we're looking? Geelong.
What's that? Is that the second semi?
Yes. Yes, it is the second semi, mate. So, siren has sounded here for the final quarter here, qualifying final at St Albans Reserve. Scores a level, Anglesey and Torquay. Ball goes in the air. Daly wins that one down very convincingly towards Carlton. Carlton dispossessed. Evan comes through and nearly took out his own teammate, Michelle. But the ball's still running forward through Ludbrook. He's got the ball tackled. The umpire said no, it was. Anyway, advantage has been paid. It's gone to McDonald. He runs forward for Werribee. Drives it long in the Kerr direction. Kerr stands up. Can't quite take the mark. Good defence here. Knocked out there again. Players diving around it. Ball spills free now. Wrapped up the tackles. He nearly got free. There was McDonald again. He's got a turn of speed on him, Mark.
He has. And he's not a young fella either.
And again, anyone's got a turn of speed on us, I suppose, haven't they? Yeah. So Evans makes his way down to do the ruck. Just grabs it out of the air because no one up against him. Kicks it out wide.
Jeez.
Favours Mitchell, but Camilleri coming the other way. Brilliant. Oh, well done by Mitchell to hold him up. Gets a handball over the top. Ball bounces back. Evans tries to fight for the ball. Can't get it free. Ball eventually does spill out. Coming through was Jennings. Jennings a handball out to Ludbrook. Ludbrook dispossessed. Ball falls back to him, but he gets a handball out again. To nowhere in particular. Quick kick. The ball goes the other way. Camilleri now picks it up. He's wrapped up in a tackle. What's the umpire going to say here? Play on. The ball's come free, so they'll keep moving. Belmont have a chance now to run. Left foot kick out of defence here. One-on-one contest down the ground. Done really well, McPherson, but beaten to the ball there. Handball back goes to Daly. Daly does well, gets a handball across. Werribee doing well in moving the ball forward. So it was a handball grub, and that's all that matters. So speared in here. The mark has been taken. So looking forward now. Quick kick over the top there by Stevenson. Going towards Linehan Cunningham. Done well. Could take his opponent, but end up with the ball. Throws it on the right. Boot in the hot spot. Kerr! The umpire says yes.
I think he's paid that one. I think that one was a mark.
I think so. So Kerr has the ball. He'll be kicking from about 15 metres out directly in front. Just some good pressure there by Werribee. Grub kept the ball moving forward, mate.
Yeah, it was. And as I said, the last quarter they had a pretty good first 10 or 12 minutes. It's just a necessity that they have one now, otherwise they're gone.
So Kerr, 2 minutes into the final quarter, brought to you by Connectel. Comes in to bring the margin back to 18 points. Ball leaves the boot, and I'll tell you what, he's sprayed it to the left a little bit. Kerr has his third behind for the afternoon. Werribee moved to 6 goals, 8. Not what they needed. Trailing now by 23 points. 2.5 minutes, Connectel final quarter.
When you're 4 goals down at three-quarter time, the only way you can win a game is to kick the first couple early. They had their chance, and he just blew it, Kerr. Great mark, and as you often see after a great mark, terrible, terrible kick.
Anyway, Wilson has the ball in the square. He plays on. Just sinks the left slipper into it, drives it out to the scoreboard side. Daly going back, takes a fantastic grab. Probably his 10th or 11th for the game. Handballs across to Crennan. Crennan on that right foot, drives long down the line. Linehan Cunningham flies. Ball gets through the back, picked up by Eddie, who throws on the left foot for Belmont. Goes back the other way. 2 Belmont players fought each other for the ball there. Wiley did well, gets a handball across. Another handball on through the middle here. They're away. If he gets through this tackle, he has. Got time now. Could have had a bounce, was Thompson. Goes down to Evans and Sutton. Sutton done really well. Read that one well. Stayed out of the body contact. Punched the ball towards the boundary line. That's the way you play it, Grub.
Well, yeah, but he had some space.
Yep.
Once he's got some space, he can use his agility and his height. It's when the ball comes in like it did early, it actually gave Sutton no chance at all a couple of times. But as I say, on an even contest when he's got some space, he can do that because he's got a bit of height about him as well.
Yep, so the ball thrown in now. Ben Evans and Daly. Evans pushes Daly out, but Daly still wins it to Carlton. Carlton goes to Crennan. There's the boys who want the ball in the hands. He goes long down the line here. Coming across, almost a mark, but not paid. Handballs back to McDonald. He'll get round here. No, decides to handball over the top. Not a good handball. Anyway, Wilson gets back onto it, throws on the left boot, drives Belmont back forward again. Ball bounces straight to Evans. This is Ben. He has time. On the left foot, looks to go in towards Alton Wood. Wood flies, Allett flies. Ball comes to the ground, wrapped up by Porter. Ball spills free. Allett done really well, goes back to Wiley. Wiley throws it on the right boot, and I tell you what, he has kicked Belmont's 11. He's first. Now we have a 29-point ball game. Belmont 11-7, leading Werribee 6-8, and we have gone 4.5. Connectel final quarter.
Well, I think it's over, and really, when you look at it, they have the chance to kick a goal. He misses. They get up the other end, and they kick a goal. Instead of that 6 points, it's almost an 11-point turnaround. And at 29 points, I don't see them coming back from here. Belmont are just playing too good a football for them.
Does make life tough. So, back in the middle now. Daly and Evans to do battle again. Ball in the air now. Daly wins that one down towards Chesterman, but Jack Evans sharks it. Not a great kick. Goes to Crennan. Crennan over the top here, going for Murdoch. Murdoch has time now. Picks it up. Right foot kick. Not a great kick, but
what
anyway.
Was that?
I don't know.
There's a free.
Umpire's paid a free kick for, I don't know what he's paid, but it's going to Belmont.
Belmont?
Yeah, and it's going to... It's going to Jared. He played a push against Kerr. So Corey Jarrett has the ball. He's been very good down back. Hasn't given much away. Kirk probably could have had 3 on him, but he's kicked 3 behinds. So now Jarrett goes down the line. Flying over the back. Hootsma basically takes it unopposed. So Hootsma now for Belmont. Centre wing here. Commentary side of the ground, goes long down the line. Evans, Sutton done really well there to bring it to ground. Evans wraps the tackle up. Could have been too high.
I don't think so. No, I think it's right.
Almost went the suplex there, mate, the old wrestling style.
Yeah.
Oh, got a bit of cramp there, I think, the big fella. He'll be right. Ball in the air, Daly and Evans. Evans wins that one down, but only as far as Carlton. Carlton runs on, gets a handball away. Was looking for Gibson, but it goes to Camilleri in the end. So running their defence now. We have Stevenson. Stevenson has one bounce, drives it long. Scoreboard side of the ground, out in front of Linehan Cunningham. Ball bounces unkindly, but he's got support. But the handball's gone astray. Ludbrook gets onto it first, gets a handball over to Allett. Allett goes long down the line with the Thompson to handball to Thompson. Thompson goes down towards Marnie. Marnie dropped what he probably should have taken. Now we've got a 3 or 4 on 1 here. Ball ends up in the hands of Camilleri. Camilleri's chips it over the top. Plays a bit of possession footy, so Werribee fast centre wing here. Time to steady. Options just goes down the line again. Not a great kick. The ball's brought to ground. Mackenzie did fly, try to take it, but the ball has trickled over the boundary line. And we'll have a boundary line throw-in right in front of the scoreboard here. Boundary road side of the ground. I'm having trouble saying that all day. I'll just say the far side of the ground.
Outer side.
Yeah, where Grubby can't see. So, we've got O'Halloran versus Hootsma now. So, Hootsma just battles for position. Ball gets over the back. Knocked forward. Going the other way now. Carlton done really well. Picks it up. Gets a handball across to Stevenson. Stevenson goes back to Kilby. Kilby driving the ball long down the line. Kerr flies. Can't take the mark. Ball comes over the back. Jennings does well to trap it. Gets a handball away. Belmont in control of the footy now. Another handball out of defence. Oh, that's nearly hit Mitchell in the head, I reckon. He's wrapped him up in he got himself in a bit of trouble there. The umpire said you had prior opportunity. The ball hits you on the head. That means it's play on. Anyway, Pattiage with the resultant free kick. He's backing himself from here, Grub. He's the man on the mark is just inside 50.
I don't think so.
He's gone long down the line. Kicked to a dangerous spot. Ball punched free. Ball still in play. Picked up there by Saliba, was it? And he has his first for the day. And has the 7th now for Werribee. They move to 7-8. Trailing Belmont, who are 11-7, and we have gone a few numbers into the 8.5, gone to Connectel final quarter.
Look, that's what you want. I don't know whether they can get back to win this now, but Saliba's been beaten all day. And people will come to the ground and think, gee, how did he win the Wayne Tolkien medal? Well, I'll tell you, he's been fantastic all year. But a late goal, even if he can get another one, even if they don't get up and win, it gives him a bit of confidence to go next week. They've got one, maybe more games to go, and they need him in them games. And a little bit of confidence to the young kid, because believe me, the kid can play.
He can play.
He's been beaten today, but he can play.
Anglesey a goal up.
Hootsma wins the tap out for Belmont, gets it forward. Jennings trying to run onto it. Wilson comes through, kicks it almost out of midair with a left foot. Drives it forward for his team. Inside the 50 now. Stevenson wins the ball. Hand passes out in front of him. Kicks it off the ground when he's about to be tackled, and it lands fortuitously, and Brad Carlton has the ball in the middle of the ground.
There's no one running for him anywhere here. So he runs himself.
He does indeed. And that's a horrible kick off the side of the boot, and it'll land in the arms of Dootsma. Hootsma. Oh, dear me. That cough's got me again. And he kicks across the ground and finds McNamara, who's had a fine game in defence for the Belmont Lions today. He kicks it back across the ground. Looks like Wilson gets across, and gentleman who's kicked 4 goals this afternoon, Allett, he gets it, kicks down the line. That's a very, very good kick, and finds Jared. Jared gets it in the middle of the ground. Oh, tackled, gets it away quickly with a handball. Across to Wilson, but at Werribee have won the ball back. It's O'Halloran who kicks it in the hot spot. Players going back over the back of the pack, but it's bounced forward rather than back, unfortunately, for Werribee. Belmont win the ball, kick it down the line. Over the back of the pack, untouched. Evans comes out, tackles very, very hard.
Wiley. Beautiful.
That's a disappointing effort there from McDonald. Allows Wiley to come in for Belmont. He kicks forward, and Wood has taken a very, very strong mark in front of Stoyas.
Anglesey 13 points up over Torquay.
Yeah.
Late in last.
18 minutes gone.
And Winchelsea leading 36-20 in the netball over Corio late in the third quarter. So it's Wood. He's tighter than 45 degrees. Might even be as much as 33.5. But he'll kick from 50. Ball leaves the boot. It's reasonably straight and doesn't change from straight, but it's off to the right. That's one behind, so they're a neat 4 goals up. 11-8-74, Werribee are 7-8-50. 11 minutes into the final quarter.
Connectel.
That's the Connectel quarter here at St Albans.
So ball comes back in, turnover, lands in the hands of Jack Evans. Jack Evans, captain, has pushed it across the face of goal. 11-9 now.
Come on, Noah, get into it.
11-9. Ball chipped out wide, finds Stoyas. Stoyas goes short, finds McDonald. McDonald plays on, spears the ball in, looking for Porter. No good. Wood does well, gets a handball up. Over to Eddie. Eddie gives it to Wilson. He swings on that left foot, chips in the middle, looking for Jack Evans. Free kick down the ground. Noah Kennedy looking very, very, very flash here, mate, in front of us.
He's having a good day.
I reckon he's looking for a bit of airtime, mate. He just got it. Anyway, Jack Evans, there's a couple of little how-do-you-do's been thrown around here at the moment.
Yeah, and they've been thrown by the Werribee people, not punches or anything, but
No.
what it is frustration, and that causes ill discipline. And I tell you what, they want to pick their game. They're not going to win this one. And if they play ill-disciplined football next Sunday, they'll get beat again by no matter who they play, unless they play proper, disciplined football.
So Jack Evans having his second shot at goal in a minute. That one leaves the boot a little bit better than the last one. That's gone straight through the middle. He has his first for the afternoon. He has the 12th now for Belmont. They are 12-9, leading Werribee, who are 6-8, and we have gone, 7-8, and we have gone 12 and a half minutes.
And I'll tell you one thing else too, Rob. In your call, you said it bounced backwards, which is fortuitous for Belmont defence. Guess what? If it had bounced the other way, they had blokes covering it there too. And that's what they've done all day. And that's mainly what's won them the game. The Centrals get the ball down there, and their defence has been smashing all day. And that's what happened there again. They had everything covered. And they have all day.
They've done a very good job. It's that discipline within the team. It's really evident again today. Daly gets a left hand to it, but it's Hootsma actually gets the rebound. The umpire's blowing the whistle. Yes, it will be a mark. He's paid a mark there, as he should have, to Stevenson.
He's played on, but he thought he didn't pay it. So
yeah,
probably shouldn't have brought it back, really.
So Stevenson kicks out wide. He's got a man free on the far side of the ground. And that is Mackenzie, number 2, yes. He's kicked into the man on the mark, and that's a very, very good effort there by Thompson from Belmont. He gets a short kick down, found a teammate there. Another one, Wood, who's starting to work into the game in the second half. He's been pretty effective recent times. Wood's low, stabbing pass, looking for Jack Evans, who's kicked the last goal. He eludes an opponent, kicks into the pocket, looking for a teammate. His brother Ben will get into the action in a minute, but no, he's not quite quick enough to get there before it goes over the boundary line. But he'll be involved in the ruck contest now, I reckon.
Yeah, it's not a bad result for Belmont down there. Throw-ins, the way they've been jumping on the ball, throw-ins an advantage to them.
So very important opportunity here for Belmont to really nail this game. Werribee must get it out quickly.
Then again, they've got their last 2 goals, I think, from bad kick-outs. So maybe a point might have been a good result.
So the ball's thrown in. It's Evans who wins the ball. Hand passes to his brother running past. He gets a second crack at it. Quick snap at goal, unfortunately for Belmont, off to the right. But it gives them a little bit more of a buffer. 31 points now. 81 plays 50. We're 14 and a half minutes into the Connect-Tel final quarter.
Well
and that is... no, he's let that go, the umpire.
So he should have,
I think.
Yeah, he's just hit from behind, and player comes in, kicks it, and Jack Evans is marked, and he's found a player standing on his own, which is Michael Murdoch, and he'll be directly in front, and he'll kick from about 38 metres out. And this definitely will nail it, Grubby.
Yeah, it was a hard bump, but he was trying to spoil, which he did, and I don't think he made contact to the head. So I think it's fair enough. And I was going to take me out off earlier too. I think it was Ethan Gibson. He could have killed that bloke.
He could have.
He could have killed that bloke, but the rules of the game say he's not allowed to do that, and he just stopped. He could have killed him, and he didn't. So, good on your son for that.
Off the boot, it is a bit helicoptery, but it's very straight, and that is a game-winning goal, I would reckon. 6 goals, 1 up now. The players have all come around that young fella. They look comfy. I don't think they'll take the foot off the accelerator, Grub, but hard to get past them now.
Yeah, look, the game was over when Kirker missed that goal and Belmont took it down and kicked one, the 11-point turnover. The game was over then. But unfortunately here, Werribee's dropped their bundle. And whether it's a good thing, that they're all right, save some for next week, or whether they should play the game right out, which I believe they should, but they've just dropped the bundle. They lost the plot halfway through the third quarter. The game was, 6 goals apiece? 6-6 apiece.
6-6 apiece.
Anybody's game, and they just ran in the square, gave free kicks, gave 50s, gave down the ground free kicks, and they just lost the plot altogether. And plus, Belmont played good footy.
So Hootsma and Daly go up. Hootsma wins that one. Thompson turns around, quick kick forward for Belmont, out in front of wire. The ball bounces behind him, coming straight through Porter. Well done. Oh, could have been dispossessed there. He has been. 8 goals to 1 since that stage, Grub.
Yeah.
It was 6-6. 8 goals to 1.
Well, the last 3 or 4 are just junk goals because Werribee have chucked the towel in. You can see that.
So Wiley now driving Belmont forward again, goes in the Ben Evans direction. That's a fantastic set of hands.
Oh, yeah.
That is they're like vices.
Well, I think he was going to pay a free kick for Holden anyway. He blew the whistle before he actually took the mark.
So he had the whistle to contend with as well. So Ben Evans, productive afternoon so far with 3. Looking at his 4th. Comes in now. Spears it through. The goal umpire does not move. Goes over to the netball courts. That is 14-10 now to 7-8. We've gone 17 minutes. Connect to our final quarter. Ben Evans has 4. He joins David Allett, who also has 4 for Belmont.
Yeah, I like David Allett's 4 when the game was really, really up for grabs. Evans has kicked a couple in junk time. But, look, Sutton was the man and was doing a pretty good job. But the way they've hit him, with the lack of pressure coming from upfield, the way they've hit him has been magnificent. The Belmont boys delivering the footy, they give Sutton no chance on quite a few occasions. The time he had a chance, he did spoil it. But the Belmont midfield have been terrific. When Paddy Daly's gone out of the ruck, they've been absolutely smashed.
Yep. And
I don't know what more you can say about them.
So it's Hootsma up, but Dwyer wins the ball down. Chesterman kicks it on the ground forward. Kerr doesn't grab it. He punches Daly, punches the ball.
Smithy's
forward,
back.
Smithy's back. There is
Dwyer.
Daly again. He gets it to Murdoch, and Murdoch slaps it on his boot, kicks it forward, but McNamara, who he's done so often, comes across and takes a relieving mark, and immediately gets it on his foot across to Mitchell on the far side of the ground. It's a little left footer from him. Oh, that's a good grab by Allett. Running, he's directly underneath the scoreboard. 50 plays 93. The game well and truly gone at the 18-minute mark of the Connect-Tel last quarter. Allett kicks down the line looking for Jack Evans. He gets there first, but the boundary line beats both he and his teammate. And we'll have a throw in on the far side of the ground. Wind is almost directly across the ground, so it's totally irrelevant now.
So's the scoreboard.
So's the scoreboard. Waiting for the boundary throw in to come back in. It comes now. It's Jack Wood and Daly this time. Neither of it gets a very effective knockout. Straight to the ground. 2 players jump on top. Umpire has no alternative but to throw it up again.
That's a cracking throw by the young kid out that side into that breeze.
It was. There's a Jack Wood's gone up really early. That's a high tackle,
Mitchell.
And that's Mitchell, who's going to be in line for the Hotham Hotel Player of the Day. He's been very, very good today. So Mitchell with ball in hand, far side of the ground. He runs around, kicks it into the hot spot, and why wouldn't you with a bloke named Evans there? He gets it across to Marnie. Marnie across to his teammate in Jennings, and he kicks the ball straight over the goal umpire's head, extending the lead 15-9, 99, Werribee 7-8-50, 20 minutes into the final quarter.
Well, they've chucked a towel right in, haven't they? They've obviously got to think about next Sunday now. There's obviously no way they can get back. And I know a lot of people will say you've got to go hard, but I guess at 15-9 to 7-8 with the 20-minute mark, there's probably no purpose. And I think there's no percentage in finals. So that you go on and win by 9, 10 goals, it doesn't really matter. It's just that Belmont have won the game. They've been too good for them. Whether they've been 8 or 9 goals too good for them, I probably don't think so. There's a fair bit of junk time. And there's some blokes running around out there that are actually calling to come off the ground and have pretty much had enough.
Ball back in the air now. Evans and Daly do battle. Daly wins that one again too. So goes out towards Murdoch now, who just taps the ball out in front of himself. Coming through the other way, couldn't take the ball there. Was Linehan Cunningham. Ball spills free. Good hands out there. Thompson done well in and under. Gets it out to Mitchell. Mitchell's dispossessed. Tackle there. Ball spills free. Another quick handball forward. Werribee looking to move it forward through Murdoch. Murdoch drives it in short. Nice looking kick. Finds Saliba. I reckon the scoreboard's wrong. Grubbock at 15-10. Right. And I'll stand by that. So Saliba now driving the ball in. Good kick to the hot spot at the back there. McNamara.
Geez, I hope Werribee don't kick 8 goals in the next 10 minutes.
I hope so too,
We could be going to the video.
8% could be handy come next weekend. Anyway, ball chipped in short again. Eddie comes out to Thompson. Thompson takes the mark. Yeah, we're just playing a bit of the old chip around the junk time possessions, mate. Oh, going to come out into McNamara. It's not a great kick. Puts him under all sorts of pressure, but he's good enough to get round. Comes out to Vermeulen. Vermeulen can just run and run. Has one bounce. Brent Vermeulen has a second bounce. No one coming at him, but now they decide to. So he just chips it long down the line to no one in particular. Oh, well done there. Flicked it up under his feet there was Stevenson. Ends up with it back from Daly. And goes in short, but it's chopped off very, very well there by Jared.
Look, come on, I want to come off.
Jared chips it into Evans in the middle. Evans handballs over to Allett. Allett now Looking at his options, just throws on the boot, misses McPherson with it, so opens the game up here. McPherson does well, gets back, gets a handball through the middle, but a clever little tap there by Crennan goes to Camilleri. Camilleri goes to Kerr. Kerr long down the line here. Ball punched away there. Done very, very well so far, this back line at Belmont. Picked up, handballed out, goes towards Murdoch and Jennings. Jennings dispossessed in the tackle. Umpire says play on. So now we have everyone wrapped up. We'll have a ball up on the point of the square here. Werribee's attacking zone, 49 points the margin, 22 minutes. Connectel final quarter here at St Albans Reserve. So ball thrown up. Evans and Daly. Evans wins that one down. Picked up by his brother, who's tackled as he goes to kick the ball. Ball spills free. Thompson dials on top of it. He's wrapped up immediately. Umpire says that'll be mine. 22 and a half, Connectel. Final quarter here. So Evans and Daly do battle. Evans wins that one down again. Coming through is Thompson. Could be pinned here for holding the ball. He did try and take more. Ball spills free. Tap forward there by to Porter. Porter picks it. Taylor picks it up. Gets it forward. Saliba overruns that one. He's wrapped up immediately by Sheriff, who has worn him like a glove all day. Could sneak into my vote, Grub Sheriff.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it too.
The game he's played today.
At half time, I really couldn't find a vote for Belmont. Now I can find 15. I hate to leave some out.
Anyway, ball thrown in the air. Kicked out of mid-air there in the Kerr direction. Kerr runs onto it. It's going to go on the left. Goes back on the right. Finds space and goes bang and gets his first for the afternoon. And the 8th for Werribee. They move to 8-8. 56. Trailing Belmont, who are 15-10. 100. So
Anglesey 7 points up at the 30-minute mark.
So 43 points of margin, 23 and a half gone here.
I suppose he deserved that one, Kerr. He's been battling pretty hard all day. He's got 3 points. He probably should have 3 or 4 goals, but you know, I suppose when you battle that hard and kick points, you deserve one in the finish. But it's just elementary, really.
Elementary, my dear Watson.
Elementary, my dear Watson.
GFL Lara 49. Sorry, North Shore 49. Leopold 179. Colac 70 over Geelong West.
So ball in there.
18, sorry.
No, ball in there, tapped down by Evans, but wrapped up in the middle, going absolutely nowhere. We'll have it all over again. That was Mackenzie wrapped up that time. Ball in the air again, Evans and Daly. O'Halloran. So O'Halloran wins it out of the air, throws it on the left boot. Ball flies high, taken by Ludbrook, but the umpire said didn't go 15. So the ball spills free out the back here. Quick kick off the ground, goes towards the Kerr again. Kerr picks it up, gets around one, he gets tackled by the second, gets the handball away. Coming through, Jennings does really well, picks it up, gets a handball out to Jared. Jared, quick kick, comes out to Wilson. Wilson breaks 2 tackles, breaks 3, breaks 4. Swings on the left boot, just drives it long as he can towards McPherson and De Leon. Marnie there to help, feigns the handball, runs one on the left foot. Look at a beautiful kick to Wood. The Wood mark just inside the forward 50 here. Look at the players running down the middle here. McPherson, Marnie, raffle it off, boys. Benny McPherson it is. Who's probably relishing the fact that Ben Evans is back in the side, mate, and he's not have to be that key target. I got told off by his mum at half time, my boy's not 35. I said, oh, you're wrong. You're right, he's 36 kilo ring and wet. So maybe at a haircut he'd be 35. So Benny McPherson. Again, has done some nice things today, as most of the Belmont side have.
That's what makes it so hard for votes.
Yes.
Because they've all been good and, you know, the standouts, that's the way they play their football.
Yes, you're right. So McPherson comes in, just pops it straight over the goal umpire's head. The 16th now for Belmont. They move to 16-10 or 16-9, however you want to go. It doesn't matter, to 8-8, and we have gone quite late into this last quarter. So 26 minutes gone, Connectel final quarter here at St Albans Reserve.
Well, I think there's not many people in this ground at the moment that wouldn't be happy to hear the siren and finish this right off. Because in the end, Belmont, and I'll tell you what, they've sent a message to everybody that actually thought that their bubble might burst or they mightn't play this big ground. This second half has sent a message that they're here, they've come to play, and they are a legitimate chance to win the flag.
There's no doubt about that. In the centre it goes.
Another free kick.
It's
going to Belmont again, Grub.
That is extraordinary. I'm staggered. We've seen 3 for the year and they've been within 20 minutes. So kick backwards. McNamara has taken the marker. You want to get cracking. He's about to be run down. Just gets a kick away in time.
Down the ground. That was unnecessary.
So it's McDonald who arrived very, very late. They're good friends still. But
that one was Patiage, I think, that ran in.
Mm-hmm.
Was it? Yeah. It was, so it's Jared who kicks the ball into the hot spot looking for Marnie. He can't take the mark. Knocked away from him. De Leon, who's been a pretty handy player for Werribee this afternoon, he can't control the ball. It comes out the back. Quick kick across the body. I think it was by Wilson. Lands into a hot spot. Wiley was it? That marking, trying to get away from the pack there is McPherson. He can't. Umpire will come in and ball it up. It's about 45 metres out from the goal.
That's
Ben Evans runs out from the square. He's going to do the ruck work with O'Halloran.
That's why I know Wilson makes it those bright orange boots right in front of us, Nick.
The bright orange boots. That's a quick hand pass going backwards to Crennan, who has been pretty quiet by his lofty standards today. Quick kick by Murdoch back into the danger area for Belmont. Sutton knocks it away from Wood further down the ground to Murdoch. But it beats him over the boundary line. No. And there'll be a throw in, far side of the ground. 16-9-105. Werribee are 8-8-56. Belmont will be playing East Geelong here next Saturday afternoon. 28 minutes into the Connectel last quarter.
Looks like Anglesea have beaten Torquay by 7 points.
Football is a funny game.
Yes, it is. Unless you're from Torquay, it wouldn't be funny at all.
No. Waiting for the throw in there. It's Wood who gets that down. Quick kick across his body there by a Belmont player into the hot spot. Players jump on top of it. I think the umpire's got no hesitation. No, he's going to wait. He's waiting, and finally a player from Belmont comes out with a footy. Quick snap at goal and one behind only. Extends the lead to 50 points.
That was Wiley.
So Sutton now for Werribee kicks straight down the middle of the ground and finds Brad Carlton. He evades a potential tackler, runs through the middle of the ground, kicks it long towards the half forward. Coming over the back with Saliba, he can't control it.
There it is.
The siren goes with the ball exactly the same place it started, right within the centre circle of the ground. Belmont Lions 16-10, 106. Comfortable winners over Werribee 8-8-56. And they will play East Geelong this week.
Goal kickers for the day. Ben Evans and David Allett both with 4 for Belmont. Singles to Jack Evans, Andy Wiley, Josh Wilson, Michael Murdoch, Brent Vermeulen, Harrison Thompson and Nathan Jennings. While for Werribee we had 2 to McDonald and Blake Taylor, and singles to Carlton, Kerr, and I'm missing one here. Linehan Cunningham kicked one. I've missed another one somewhere, mate. I don't know where I put that one. But anyway, I'll find that for you and let you know. We'll take a short break, then
Blake
come back.
Taylor?
I got Blake Taylor. He had 2. It's all right, mate. It'll be there somewhere. I'll just have it written too close or something, so I've missed it. Saliba was the other one who kicked the goal. We'll take a short break, come back here and get our grubby's thoughts on the game, give our votes, and obviously back here tomorrow, so you don't have to worry which game we're going to. You'll listen to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local footy. And welcome back to St Albans Reserve to our listeners and viewers. The wrap up, as we will go. We'll go the Kempy wrap up today, mate. If that makes you happy, Grub, so you know so much about them. Anyway, comprehensive here. The umpires have waved off 16-10, 106 to 88-56. I'll be watching the video Monday because I know I'm right and they're wrong, as the same was at Thompson the other week.
And if you're wrong, will you admit it?
Yes.
No.
Yes, I will.
No.
Yes, I will. I'll say obviously there's a fault in the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Well, considering I write it all down as we go. Anyway, it doesn't really matter because there's no percentage. It doesn't matter. No places on the ladder. All it means is Belmont are now advanced through to play East Geelong here next Saturday. And Werribee await their opponent next Sunday, which will be out of Thompson and Bannockburn here at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. All right, Richard Grubby-Cations, our special comments man. Wasn't a lot of play in front of us here, mate, so you're going to struggle because you couldn't see that far. How'd you see it, mate?
Well, I could see enough of it to make me, hopefully unbiasedly, because I'm very disappointed in their first half. Either side could have won. I thought there was 4 or 5 Centrals players that looked like could get votes, and I found none one maybe from Belmont Lions. They controlled the first part of the third quarter, and I thought if they can kick some goals here, we'll see the best of Werribee Centrals. Well, then we saw the best of the most underrated side I've ever seen. They are a fantastic, fantastic side. Their defence was unbelievable. Werribee's strength is when the ball hits the deck with McDonald, who did a couple of things early. Young Saliba did one late, but they were cut out of the game when the ball hit the deck in the defence. The Belmont Lions side got the ball and got it down early. They didn't kick well, and neither did Centrals. They butchered their field kicking, and I think it was lucky for a while that Belmont Lions butchered their goal kicking, because I think they might have been 4-8 or something at one stage, or in that vicinity. And just as I thought this is going to go to the wire, everything just went haywire. And I know this sounds like I'm taking it away, but 2 blokes running the square for 2 goals, a 50-metre penalty, down the ground free kicks.
3 in the square.
Yeah. Well, the third one wasn't till late. This is still in the third quarter when it really counted. The bloke that runs in the square here don't matter because the game's over. But the other 2 do, and the down the ground free kicks. And there was a couple of head-eye tackles that were blatant free kicks, which to me is still a little bit of ill discipline. And I think they did it because Belmont was so good. They controlled. Look, Daly won the ruck. He beat Hootsma and Evans pointless, but in the end they rove to him, and they just couldn't get the ball. Heaps of times he hit it to Crennan, the ball would bounce, and 3 blokes were on him and were able to take it off him and then go forward. And then their forwards, with Ben Evans, was looking okay, and then he went bang, bang, bang. All right, a couple of them junk time, but he looked so dangerous. But the other bloke, Allen, he was fantastic, and just to show their commitment, he was getting when Evans started kicking the goals, Allett was getting possessions up on the wing and the half-back flank.
Well, he kicked 4 of their first 5.
Yeah, and then when Evans got going, he went and played up the ground a bit and got the ball down to him so many times. So they've got to be very, very disappointed with their discipline, Werribee Centrals. And I can tell you now, I don't care who wins tomorrow, if they go out and play undisciplined football, they will be out in straight sets. I'll promise you that. On the other side of the coin, if Belmont go and play that football next week against my premiership favourites, East Geelong, we will have a cracker. I still favour the East Geelong. I think they deserve the respect of what they've done this year, and I'll still have them favourites. But after that performance, it was a magnificent performance by Belmont. They never stopped. They went from go to woe, and they are a legitimate chance. I think, looking at it, it could be an East Geelong Belmont grand final the way I saw today's game.
Shades of 07.
Yeah, definitely. Again, you're just looking down the list, who's the superstars. There isn't really any. Brock Marnie's probably the one who's got the talent that could elevate himself at some stage. But
but he's one of their juniors.
Yeah.
So, he's not a bought-in superstar.
No.
They haven't got any of them.
No. So it's Ludbrook and Jennings and Thompson and Mitchell, McPherson, Murdoch. They just run of the mill, but they're disciplined, and they kept at it and at it and at it. And in the end, it's that discipline. Well, when you think about it, it was the ill discipline of Werribee you mentioned about half a dozen key moments at a key time of the game, Grubby, that cost them badly.
Well, it was, but I also think it was the frustration that Belmont was so bloody good.
Yeah.
I agree.
Just to say that and nothing else takes away a little bit from the Belmont performance. And I tell you what, after watching what they did today, you can take nothing away from the Belmont Lions.
They were very, very good.
Do we still give votes? I probably shouldn't because I didn't see all of it.
We do give votes, but you will be giving votes, and that's just how it works here.
How it works.
Yeah, so we are giving votes. We still have the Hotham Player of the Day award. Grubby's just trying to find his sponsors.
Oh, I
but,
can't find him again.
He's got an interesting, made an interesting comment where, sort of early in the last quarter, you might have said that Daly, Camilleri and Carlton might have been the three best players.
Well, they were. And one of them may get in mine, but the other two probably didn't quite finish up.
Yeah.
That's only because of Belmont's monopoly on the football.
I did have them, but I've changed mine. Anyway, do you want to go first then, Nick?
Yeah, I will. I'm going to give one vote to Sean McNamara. I thought he did a very, very good job in the back line. Grubby mentioned the discipline of the defenders, and he sort of played off his man. He took a lot of intercept marks and was strong in the tussles. I'm going to give 2 to Pat Daly, who, as Grubby said, he dominated the big man, Jules. We talked about them at length before the game, and I don't know. In amongst so many, I just loved the first half of Mitchell. I thought he was really good, and he did enough in the last quarter to say that he was still in the contest. And amongst many good and similar type players, I'm going to pick him out.
Grub?
Gee, it's so tough. It's so tough. I just thought Paddy Daly ruled the ruck all day against 2 really, really good players. I think one of the best on the ground had to be the boundary umpire, Noah Kennedy.
Noah Kennedy, what a job. Fantastic.
Terrific all day. But
Needs a shave.
I am going to give Pat Daly 1 because of his dominance in the ruck. Oh, 2. 2 I'm going to go to, as I've said 3 times, Werribee Central's win games when young Camilleri... I know it's a big thing to put on a kid.
Saliba.
Saliba. I know it's a big thing to put on a kid, but he's a very good kid. And I'm going to give 2 to Nick Sheriff because I thought he was absolutely brilliant. He was one of those blokes that got the ball out when the ball hit the deck down there. And usually it's Saliba kicking the goal. So I'm going to give him 2 votes. But the bloke that kept them in the game and won the game was the bloke at full forward, Allett. He kicked 4 out of their first 5, went up the ground and got a stack of possessions up the ground on the wing on the half-back flank. So I'm going to give 3 to Allett.
Jeez, I didn't give any Werribee players votes. I don't care. You get beat by 50 points in a final, you don't deserve votes. But apologies to the 3 who have been mentioned. I think Daly was fantastic.
No, if you're going to talk like that, don't give no apologies at all.
No, Daly was fantastic. Carlton and Camilleri were both very, very good as well. I gave my 1 to Nick Sheriff. As I said, I just think the job he did was fantastic. I gave 2 to David Allett. And I was with you, Snick, actually, just to make Grubby really happy. I thought Brad Mitchell was he's so clean, and he just seems to have as much time as he wants with the ball. So I gave 3 to him, but Grubby will give the award to whoever he likes, because that's what Grubby does.
Allett.
So Brad Mitchell gets 6 votes, but David Allett will probably get it with 5. That's how it works, isn't it, Grub?
Yes.
All right, mate. You want to thank our sponsors?
Right.
And you've got plenty of them.
No, I haven't. I haven't got any here.
Forgets them all.
I put them in the wrong book, and now I can't find them.
All right,
anywhere.
our sponsors are...
Nah, you don't do it properly.
Here. There you go.
Right,
There's
here
your
we
sponsors
go.
right there.
Here we go. Again, where's the quarter time sponsors? There it is down there. We also got to thank the quarter time sponsors. Morris Finance, go and see Martin Carter. Buckley's.
There you go, mate, all right?
What's that say?
Well, that's the Grandy.
De Grande Cycles, which is in running right, and I can't understand that.
It's in my handwriting.
Connectel, you can't go wrong with Connectel. As I said, Noah Kennedy, will give him a vote. Might as well. The Hotham Hotel, if you're going to have a beer in the city, where we go. I can't read any of this right. Yards, you're in the west.
Como Yards.
Who?
The Como.
The Como, if you're in the east. We'll go out to Buckley's. We'll go to Kempy. I've already talked about Kempy, how great they are. Promoted trophies and apparel. Victory trophies, Corio Bay Health, Amateur Athlete's Foot, Raiders, Elders Insurance, and I did forget Routley's, the big men fly for the Routley's pie.
And no one flew today again. No one flew again today, mate. It's been a few weeks now since we've had a big men fly for the
Routley pie. Almost, I think it was Josh McDonald early went
nearly got one,
skyward.
He went a long way up, lads. He went all right.
Had a
folks.
couple of goals of the day, but all in all, it was a lackluster sort of game to watch, but it was a very disciplined Belmont performance, and they deserve the right to go on. And East Geelong recently at senior level, they haven't had a great record. I'm not suggesting they're chokers, Mark, but they want things going right next week, and they're not going to get it easy.
I think that's exactly what you're suggesting, Robert, and I'm going to throw you under the bus, as you should be.
Look, they did towel up Belmont at their own ground in their recent outing, but I don't expect that to be the case next week.
They have. I think they're a different side. So they've earned the right to be there next week. They've earned the right, as Grubby says, probably to be premiership favourites, and we'll find out what they're made of next weekend, mate.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. You talk about them; they haven't performed well on this ground in the last few years in finals. I don't think they've been quite as good as what they are now. And the main reason is that I just think they've lost some of these games because of pace on a big ground. So they've recruited blokes like Beardsell, who's as quick as buggery coming out of defence.
Yep.
Jaden McLaughlin is the fastest player in the competition by the length of the straight. He was actually going to be a stall gift runner at one stage, and I wish I had seen him run and not only when he got the ball, but what he does, his closing speed on tackles is just unbelievable.
Yeah, it is.
So, and a few of these other blokes, Benny Crombie's got a bit of toe, and I just think the players have added that pace that you need on this big ground. So they are still going to be very, very, very hard to beat.
Billy Andrew didn't play last week. Has he got an injury issue, or should he be back? Because I rate him highly as well.
Don't know. I hope he's playing because I think East need him.
Yeah, we'll find out next week, won't we?
Their forwards are their big go. They need Hazard to take marks, and they need Zach Smith and Watson Searle to do the groundwork.
Yeah.
And if they get that going, they'll be hard to beat, don't you worry. Still, Belmont, great game, but as I say, I think he still deserves the favouritism.
All right, lads. Well,
depending on Dale Smith's health and well-being, and I'm sure he'll have a 24-hour virus. Robbie, thank you very much for the call. Thoroughly enjoyed catching up again. It's good to see GDFL footy up live and close.
Well, that's great because I just got a funny feeling tomorrow with Smithy. I'm going to hire one of those portaloos and put it right outside here.
He can sit in that with the door open.
He can go and have fun to his heart's content in that one. And 6 pairs of undies.
Well, that's a wrap here from St Albans Reserve. Qualifying final done and dusted for season 2024. Belmont advanced to play East Geelong. Said Werribee await the winner of tomorrow's game to see who they play next Sunday. Grubby, thank you to Snick. Thanks for jumping in. To Brad, Tyler, and of course the Steelo back in the studio. You've been listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.